know. Where did that poll go? There was almost 2,000 people that voted.
Right here.
You got the poll?
Oh, that's not it.
That's not it. I don't know where that poll went, but thank you for voting. And I think what it had come down to was about almost 48% people using both technicals and fundamentals, and then 41% using just technicals, and then roughly around around that 10% using only fundamentals. So interesting stuff. Thank you for voting. Thank you for participating. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
And thanks for filling in, man. Yeah, it's been nice to hang out with you a little bit. It's been a minute since you and I got.
Yeah,
you're usually filling in for me, right? So I do appreciate that. Thanks for being on.
Thank you.
And regularly scheduled programming tomorrow with your boy Joey Options. Going to come back all cottaged out in Cannes. We'll have to see some stories there. So make sure you're catching the midday with us tomorrow. Big boys are that way.
See ya.
What up, everybody? Cottage out. Joey Options will be back. But thank you, Obi, for filling in. It just occurred to me that in the middle of a ridiculous heat wave, because everywhere is having a heat wave, Obi's got sporting the hoodie.
Got a hoodie and t-shirt. They're complete opposites.
He says it's so cold yesterday. He's come with a hoodie today. Yeah,
that's why it's Joey Shivers.
No, you know what? I'll say this. If you look at where the air does blow in here from the HVAC, it is like there's that one corner where it's blowing on you, but it's really warm. It's actually really nice outside. Not necessarily for the market, but here's the thing. The market has been trending down the entire way, but at least you're not in PTHL. Is all that's, yeah. No matter how your day is gone, you were not a shareholder of PTHL, and if you are a shareholder of PTHL,
for your life.
I feel very bad for you. I've never seen anything like this before, where a short seller report comes out in the pre-market, the stock proceeds to do absolutely nothing for the entirety of the day, then randomly just drop and lose 90%. Like, what is even happening here? Short seller reports out, who's on the bid of this stock for the whole morning? I don't even understand. Like, what are you like? It's fine. It's just going sideways. I guess that's why you trade with stops.
Yeah.
To be honest, like I wouldn't mind trading this afternoon. If it bounces off a buck, why not?
China.
Like if you can, because sometimes you might find yourself like with a 10-20%. I don't know. Maybe there will be a trade where you can get it in between a buck and $1.25 and just take a shot that it stays above $1. As long as it keeps on halting to the downside, it's 220 is indicated open. I guess we'll look at it at that point. But yeah, I'll have this one up just in case. But I didn't read the short seller report, but I'm going to guess when you're 90% down, they might be onto something. You think? But I'm not going to read it either. I don't really care too much outside of hopefully catching a trade off the lows.
Like everybody knows, we've talked about this over and over again about how manipulated the market is, and that's just another example. What's up to everybody in the chat? So the only thing we've been doing would be shorting the market here. I haven't done anything, basically. We were short when we left you guys. Tanked down, didn't have any bids. A little cover there at 90. We're going to figure out where we can go from here on this lovely market that we call the Nasdaq. Nice downside. We just shorted off the 200 period moving average. So that's kind of what we're working with right now. We'll go over a couple of different plays. SoFi was in and out, obviously, this morning. It's come right back into that break level. So I think we were right in thinking that SoFi does have a downside push coming today. It's happened basically ever since the first 5 minutes. You had a nice, exuberance there on earnings, and then since then, it's been nothing but downside. So, I mean, unless you were somehow able to catch this 23.50 out for 50 cents, but now you're well below that and looking to go a little lower here. That's SoFi. Some news about Apple losing some, technicians and whatnot, engineers. So, nice downside move there for Apple. That was this little wick right into there, and then right back up as. If you can afford to lose somebody, you just lose them. It's fine. You'll be able to be replaced. I mean, most companies have plans of action, especially this was I think it was Mail. I was going to say that gentleman's been with 3 or 4 different Mag 7 companies there, as Adara reported. So I believe it went over to Meta. So Meta on the downswing as well. AMD's been really hot, NVIDIA not. So that's sort of the trick of the trade here today. See if NVIDIA can get going back through this level, 176.75. The interesting name for me, we've seen Tesla go on some runs in the afternoon. I wonder if that's able to get going right now. Again, Tesla trying to break through some of these levels, 323. That's not bad if we can get back above there and then forget about this negativity from the day. So yeah, Tesla right now just trying to get going. That's a nice move off VWAP. So we'll look at that name as well. And we're back ready to go, man. I mean,
Alphabet's up 1 1/3 too, by the way.
Yeah, so we had Alphabet longs yesterday. That didn't play out, but today, wow, it looks like Tesla's really going right now, nicely cooking now to the upside. I don't know if we want to be short the market if this name's going to rip up. All right, Tesla going right now. Watch out for 323.50. That's that spot there. I didn't have Tesla marked down today, I don't believe, but yeah, starting to get going here late in the afternoon. Uber was the only short that we were looking at. That's still underneath that 88 level, so that's still a tradable play as well. But yeah, those of you that shorted SoFi, I think that might have been one of the better plays there. And we left you with Fannie Mae. This is when we were talking about it.
You ever find this
in and out? Nah, I didn't really figure out anything. I mean, if it came all the way back up, we were actually discussing it right at 11 o'clock as it had that run, and then Fannie Mae all the way back down again. So right now, it broke through that level of 823. That's where we're at right now. So.
Apparently, HIMS is going here.
Oh, HIMS is going, not hers?
Yeah, I don't really see, there's no particular story. It could just be like a 60 technical break, double top from yesterday and the morning. So HIMS, nice relief rally. Hey, who would have thought? Like HIMS is going to pull back and almost get all the way to the top here. Like if you go to the daily chart, 64, 65 when all of the Novo mess happened to them, and now they're doing much better than Novo. Because if you're up anything, you're up a lot better than Novo today. And we'll talk a little bit about them. But yeah, HIMS and hers making a nice move to the upside. Tesla, power move with not much going on right now. You have Tesla.
I did hear something about them with Samsung again.
Oh, you did? Okay, well.
Well, just remember they had that, wasn't it Samsung?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Elon, I had a video call with chairman and senior leadership of Samsung to go over that real partnership. Well, sorry, of what a real partnership would be like. I mean, but is that really moving Tesla this much? Maybe. Okay.
Maybe. I mean, it is moving
it's
it,
something.
that's for sure.
It's something, that's for sure.
All right. Well, all right. We'll get all about that one. We'll talk about Big Bear AI. We'll do all of that. So stay with us there, Elbai, in the chat. We'll do all of that kind of talk. But for right now, it's the rundown. You guys voted for these names. Let's go find out from Sharif at the big screen.
Welcome to the Afternoon Rundown, everyone, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The big boys are locked and they're loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there, get into the chat, vote for your favorite tickers every day. You can start from basically 8:30 onwards, automatically populates, and you can vote all the way up until 2 o'clock. Get into that chat and make sure you are voting. Here's a look at all 4 major averages, and all 3 are green except one. The NQ up again here, but barely, up 0.04 with the Russell 2000 in small caps down about 0.5%. The ES down about 0.5% on the day, and the Dow just a little bit below 0.5% on the day. So a bit of a sell the news sort of day today on the market. Here's AMD. Good outlier today for the chips. Mostly they're weak except for a few. AMD, one of them. They are increasing the price of their MI350, reports a South Korean news agency, from $10,000 US up to $25,000. That was reported yesterday. Today, Bank of America Securities maintaining their buy rating on AMD and boosting that price target, though, boys, from 175 up to 200.
200. What gets to 200 first? Well, AMD, we'll only ask this because they're now close to the same price. AMD or NVIDIA?
AMD or NVIDIA? I feel like AMD has the run to go there because NVIDIA, I mean, they're literally the same price right now. That's actually good. I was actually looking at that earlier and was like, Thing is that AMD has 220, 240 as the high. So it doesn't, it's still far away. I'm not sure. That is a good question.
It's got the momentum going.
Yeah, I didn't even look at it.
I usually just lead with the one that has more momentum than anything else. And it has nothing, I still would not prefer to hold in the long term AMD over NVIDIA in the long run. But it's like the way that it's moving, and it's not even slowing down at this particular point. Like it blew through the 575 area. Like the next stop seems like, hey, 187. Oh, yeah, that's going to be a fun day for the shorts. They'll get blown away at 187. And that seems like the next stop. So, I mean, we'll probably, I don't know if it gets through that 180 again. And we were talking about this in the middle of the day. When the market came back in, there was a few things that were able to hold up better than others. That was my first trade in AMD, was when it pulled back into the breakout price. And I looked over to see, I went for two things. Because I also went back to SMCI to see which would be stronger. And, you know, it was early, SMCI was good, got to the highs. AMD pulled back and is holding VWAP, and SMCI is holding negative. So, you know, yesterday SMCI was up like 10%. Today, AMD's kind of standing in alone. It's doing all the work by itself, so that's the one you go for the dip buy. I tend to think the momentum's with it. Part of that might have to do with, and we'll talk about this with NVIDIA, just some exhaustion. It's the biggest company out there, and it's slowing down, and AMD's got all of the momentum going because everyone understands that they'll get some piece of the pie. It doesn't have to be a gigantic one, but a little bit of catch-up for AMD. And I know the valuation, you know, momentum's momentum. I understand the valuation maybe isn't the most attractive.
Yeah, but it was a great, I mean, as soon as I sat down here today, it was the very first name that I wrote down was AMD, this 176 long break. We had it yesterday, it was absolutely huge. And for some reason today, we marked it down and then we just never took that right off the open. There it is right there, 176 was absolutely huge. We tried to let it settle down, which it did, and we found a level right there of 178. And that's where we went long, and then it's my number one P&L name. We just took it all the way up. We got out most of them at 180, so that's $2. The highest it went was 182, which was pretty incredible. We didn't have very many shares left, so we're like, let's see if we can let ride. And then we wound up getting out at the 50-period break. So, I mean, I think it's an interesting question as we sit here and debate, like, are we going to get to NVIDIA or AMD first for 200? But AMD right now just boom to the upside, keeps on going. You are going to have some kind of resistance, I would think, between 185 and 190 here. But, you know, look, they're upping the price of their chips. The demand is still there. There's no choice. If you want to drive a certain car, you pay whatever that car is, the asking price on it. You know, if you want to drive this AI play even higher, you got to either go where NVIDIA is or where AMD. There's not too much other choice. We've seen actually Intel go the other way, take hits on some of their inventory and whatnot. AMD increasing prices and still continues to work, right? They get beginning upgrades. People really like Lisa Su. I mean, these are smart individuals running all of these companies. And so, you know, if you're mad at anything, it's that, you know, maybe you didn't take advantage of this on the way down to the short side, and now you're not really long on the way back up because you didn't trust the business. So that's always going to be part of the game is, you know, trying to buy good companies on lows and then try to maybe get out on highs. And right now, I don't want to call this as an out or anything up here, but that's a great play for AMD. And we had sort of talked about when the earnings would be for this name, so I'm actually going to double check. That was Eli Lilly next week or in a couple weeks. AMDW, no, AMD is the name I'm looking for. So right there, earnings in 7 days. So, you know, again, it's almost pricing in unbelievable guide and an unbelievable earnings report. But tonight, again, not tonight, we don't get the big CapEx names, but we'll get those scalers in the next couple of days. And if they still are providing money to this trade, then I think AMD just continues to work and no reason to step out of this. Yeah, it is time to get some Ezekiel Elliott action going on here and just taking all of these fills right there. I know Sharif will obviously like Ezekiel Elliott. Dallas Cowboys have had great running backs. You just need another one. Right? They need somebody to carry the load now.
You mean you don't believe who'd they sign? You
I know they had Tony Pollard. I don't know.
Javonte, is it Javonte?
Yes, actually, he's pretty good. Actually, I liked him on Denver.
Yeah, before he shredded his knee was pretty good.
Well, I liked him on Denver.
And Boobie Miles was pretty good before he got taken out in Friday Night Lights. But I mean,
yeah, and so was Chubbs there before he lost his hand there in Happy Gilmore.
Oh yeah,
that guy was going to win many Masters.
They could have done more with the
Chubbs,
the son character. And
no, I was pretty happy with it. You weren't?
I just thought they could have done more with him.
Okay, maybe.
Well, because anyways, we'll talk Happy Gilmore later. Let's talk.
He wasn't in it that much. I'll give that.
I don't think he got enough. Anyways,
is that his real son in real life?
No, it's not. He's a comedian.
Oh, okay.
No, I know that guy.
Well, then they should have put his real kid in there because he passed away.
You know who he is? You remember Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
So you know Saul's. You know the.
Is it Better Call Saul one or Breaking Bad?
Yeah, like you know the big dude that was like Saul's muscle.
Yeah. That's him.
It's that guy. Yeah.
Really? Oh,
yeah,
I didn't recognize.
He's a funny guy. He should have. I forget the actor's name, but they should have done more with him.
They should have done the real. If he had a real son or a daughter or somebody, they should have used it.
That would have been legit.
Carl Weathers, right?
Rest in peace.
Yeah,
legend.
Maybe he doesn't have a daughter or something. But anyways, okay, we'll move on. I thought Happy Gilmore 2 was pretty good. So, okay, let's go back over to Sharif and figure, did you see it yet, Sharif?
Happy Gilmore? No, not yet, Sean. I got to check that out. Guys, I need to bring to your attention Scott Bessett live on CNBC right now with David Faber talking the China deal. Be on the lookout for market moves right now. Scott Bessett, CNBC with David Faber talking about the China deal. We know that they are in Stockholm, I believe. All right, so here's what Neil was referring to and what Elon was responding to. Somebody on X posted, Samsung has no idea what they signed up for, to which Elon responded, they do. I just had a video call with the chairman and senior leadership of Samsung to go over what the real partnership would be like. Use the strength of both companies, to achieve a great outcome, referring obviously to the deal they struck with Samsung yesterday for $16.5 billion minimum here for the production of the AI6 chip, Tesla's latest chip, at the Texas fab. So make sure to keep an eye on that. Separately, Tesla has this headline as well, if it'll go to the next screen over here. There we go, RBC Capital Markets maintaining their outperform rating on Tesla and boosting the price target, boys, $6 from $319 to $325.
Yeah, and I think, look, Tesla it was shaky. I tried it off the 320, and that ended up not being the right spot. It ended up double bottoming at 318. Yesterday, I thought once you were through 20, you'd get to yesterday's 316 level. And ever since earnings, we've essentially hit the bottom of the trend holding 300. And we tagged the top of the trend from May and faded back in yesterday. So until we break away from this little wedge, I think it might be a little choppy here for Tesla. Everyone's trying to settle in. I think there were a lot of, if you were any kind of bearish or concerned and then saw the report where essentially sales were not looking good, not exactly the most positive tone for the next few quarters from Elon Musk. When you looked at all of that, you might have thought that we're breaking a little bit lower, and now that hasn't happened, no one seems to want to break it out the top, and no one seems to want to break it out the bottom. So until either one of those things happen, I think you're in a chop zone where a little bit more patience is required. Instead of, when we're in the middle of the range, I'm just going to be more inclined to wait for like the really, really big level instead of just try to take like an even dollar from now on. I do like what we're seeing off of VWAP there, at least, because we've seen this before. Sean was mentioning, the old power hour buyer, the 3 o'clock buyer on Tesla. Maybe not as good as the 3 o'clock buyer on GE from like 15 years ago, but we've seen what can happen to this stock in power hour when it holds VWAP. So yeah, I think you do those types of trades, but until we break that wedge on the daily, I still think it's in the figure out mode post earnings.
Yeah, I don't think there's much to add to the Tesla trade. You really got to hit some of these, like hit it and quit it type of things off the open. I mean, if you had the sense there that this was going to be a short, boy, did you, get some, liquidity there to execute on. I mean, all the way through and then holding basically 320. I mean, obviously it gets down into that 318 later on if you're looking around 1030, but that was a nice move down. And then I think you might have got caught a little bit here trying to go long 319, but it would have worked up there to VWAP back in. I mean, right now, Scott Besson, and we've said this already numerous times, but she's not at her desk now, but we have Adara here and she's going to be going through the news. So if we do hear anything on China, I think Tesla's just waiting for that. Once there's a deal done and we can assess what that means for the imports and exports and the making of all of these cars and whatnot. And again, I know they're made obviously in the United States as well, but we'll have to wait to see where that drops. And the robo-taxi news, good for them, obviously, as they look to roll it out. But then we got news from Waymo as well. That they're looking to go into wherever their next place was. That obviously hit Uber as well here today. So, well, Uber's $87. That's actually quite a pullback on Uber. Talk about AMD going one way. Uber's really aggressive to the downside. There's $98 down to 87, pretty much in a straight line. I mean, sure, you had 3 or 4 days where it could make up its mind, but then once we broke back below that 90, Uber's all the way to the downside as well. So I think there's some legitimate concerns about the robo-taxi game and how that's affecting Tesla. The permits, we got that scare from California. They haven't even applied or whatever for the permits yet for autonomous there in California. That story was last week. and that kind of scared some of the Tesla shareholders away from that story as well. So we'll wait, but good move there for Samsung. I think the more we talk about chips and the more they can secure them, the better it's going to be for Optimus and for the robo-taxis and everything. So I think Tesla still has a huge runway. And yeah, back down lower near 300, I think is a buy again. They've obviously absorbed their earnings, and yeah, good call on that one. One company that missed earnings. We have not too many of them that we can name right there. We talked about 84% beating. Tesla's one that missed. So
missed bad.
Yeah, again, you got to like the stock. The fact that they missed and is right back to where it is, pretty good.
Meanwhile, we couldn't find a negative thing about PayPal, and they hit 10% down. Like, it just goes to show, like, it really just is what about people want to pay for the stock. And ultimately, people still want to pay $300 for Tesla, which might be surprising to some people, but that's just how it is, everybody. Hopefully, this stock hits $300 at some point. Then we're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Which one, PayPal?
No, we're talking about SoFi.
Oh, SoFi. Oh, I dumped some SoFi today, but yeah, that'd be nice. They had the Super Bowl a couple of years ago.
We're going to the Super. If SoFi hits $300, then we're going to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Oh, all right, guys. SoFi reported earnings, a beat on the top and bottom line, and an increase of the guide. Guys, what we saw here with SoFi was a little bit outlying. We're seeing mortgage demand up 90-some-odd% year over year, as well as loans are up 60-some-odd% year over year as people look to refinance high credit card debt, as well as the ending of the student loan forgiveness program under the previous administration, now looking to kind of pick up on that market. So SoFi, good report, but off the highs.
No, I was just saying, like, there's a big thing, and we were just talking about this in the NFL. Apparently, there's a big thing about all players selling their Super Bowl tickets. Well, a lot of players selling their Super Bowl tickets, even if the ones that aren't going, for I don't know, 4 or 5x. And so they're gonna start cracking down and finding people for doing that.
Yeah, that's
which it's kind of hilarious to me, because most of these guys making millions, and if you get like a Super Bowl ticket, like, where are you gonna get an extra 20 grand for it? I don't know. But SoFi, I had 2 trades. One of them was unintentional, and you'd be like, well, why would you get out? I keystroked on SoFi today. It wasn't part of my plan to take a breakout trade, but I went to execute over in another stock, DRRX, and I wanted to smack the offer. I just hit cross up because I wanted it in DRRX, which is another deal from this morning, and I just got out right away. Now, had I held on to it, it was not an intentional trade. It would have been a monster, but it was not my intent, so I just immediately punched out. I then tried to go long over 24. Now, the right thing to do, this was a clear curl at 24 even, so that whole sell the news on PayPal, it ended up happening, but not after a monster run. Knock on wood, but this is, over the last 4 quarters, we were saying it was like 1% and like 2.5% or something like that percent to the upside, and like 6% and 8% were the 2 down moves. Almost no matter what, this is going to be the biggest day in either direction after earnings in the last year for SoFi. And the shorts should be a little bit worried. It got to, when you zoom it out, and I looked at a monthly chart, I think I should have zoomed further. The 25 seems kind of obvious when you zoom it all the way to the monthly chart. So that I think it makes sense that it's sold there. But any close this week above $22 is huge. I mean, heck, closing on the weekly above 20 or 21 is actually a big deal. Like, those have been topping tails on the weekly. This is a stock that looks really good. We were just talking about this setup with Michael Noss with regards to Coinbase and Robinhood, and SoFi was the other, where it's got this rounded. Like, Hood did it and then broke the you-know-what out. Coinbase is doing it now, and it looks like Hood is trying to do it next. And if I say it, I should probably show you guys. Everyone's probably seen the Robinhood doing it. This is Coinbase, similar pattern on a monthly, and it's trying to break it out. So very, very strong base here for SoFi. And when you zoom it to that higher time frame, you begin to realize that there could be some serious upside left in this stock, at least technically, if it can break through some of those highs. It also lets you know that when you get a big run on an IPO, maybe you should take some profit.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. We did take some. Also, the Q's coming back in. We just got some fills back down into here. What's up to CP always in the chat, man? I have no idea what you're on or what's going on over there, but I don't know. He's got me laughing a little bit. Talking about some fly on his tummy or something like that. I don't know what's going on. What's up to CP there in the chat? You got me laughing, and I have no idea why. All right, just real quickly here, as we come back down to the downside. Yeah, look, we hit it and quit it on SoFi, man. Just like straight banger right there. SoFi is going to be my number 1 or 2 P&L name, 2 right there. AMD 1, 2 going on there as well. So here we go. We'll figure it out. To 23.50, upside up to 25 bucks. That was the banger of the day for me, and we're able to really execute well on this, getting out near some of those highs. And again, Neil just sort of, he's been talking about all the levels. The reason why I got out, and I posted that we got out at 24 bucks. I had a posted offer there from a couple days ago. The same way I got long on Apple at 312. 312, I wish. I don't wish. I wish it was there. 212.
Oh, that'd be great.
And here's SoFi. We got to go back even further than this. Let me go to a weekly chart on SoFi just to show you why. There it is right there. This is why we had 24. It was just, I know it's a show that Neil likes. I've never really watched too much of it.
Oh, I love that show.
I know you do.
Okay.
There was multiple seasons, right? So, yeah. So, anyways, right into there, 24 bucks. I got out. I said I'd double check how many shares, but most likely a third of that position. That's generally what I'll do when we hit sort of support and resistance levels. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man. So far, so good. As my Jamaican friend will be back tomorrow. Shout out to Joseph.
A lot of mercy.
A lot of mercy on that one, be coming in through as well. The Chilean Nightmare just walked by us as well. This guy's doing great things for us every single day.
You gotta watch 24.
Yeah. And our own Egyptian prince at the screen.
No, I'm playing. My bad. No. All right, guys, I got to tell you, Scott Bessent still on CNBC talking China. Now he just made a new pronouncement, stated the following: I assume we have confirmation on a Vietnam trade deal. Be on the lookout for market moves. Scott Bessent, CNBC with David Faber. NVIDIA next over here, guys, and they have a lot of demand for that China-specific chip. We're talking about the H20. Canceled back in April, back on the table as a result of a meeting between Donald Trump and Jensen Huang of the White House, and demand is through the roof. 300,000 H20 chips are being ordered from Taiwan Semi, but as I mentioned to you guys in the morning, a 9-month lag for any new H20 production as a result of Taiwan Semi's lack of production capacity.
Yeah, I'll say NVIDIA is disappointing today, but ultimately, when you look at this, let's stay on these monthly charts. I feel, I always feel really good when you look at something on a higher time frame and you feel a little bit better about it. This is the monthly chart of NVIDIA. So when we tag $180 today and then turn around, fair enough. You can live with that. That being said, there's something that I've seen that it kind of bugs me when I get too biased in a direction, right? I'll get out of a long because it doesn't feel strong. But there's a particular setup on these types of names where you're gapping the all-time high, right? So you've gapped into an all-time high and then you're selling off in the pre-market. It does the dip and rip, but then something interesting happens is it tries to approach the high. It fails the high. And then after that, if it fails the high and then tries to go at VWAP and fails VWAP, I find way too often there's a really good VWAP short after. Maybe not one that does what NVIDIA did and drops like $3, but certainly one that is worth taking. But you're not taking it if you're too wrapped up in the bias long, which I know that I was for sure. And sometimes that'll happen with a strong stock. It's not a bad place to be because if you're biased long in NVIDIA and the chips this week, you've probably done well. But then you miss what seems like a pretty decent short setup. Well, you'll see that I'm in, probably there's no other chance to talk about it. I'm in Intel, and at that moment, the reason why I'm reflecting on that is because we left in, this is right before 11, I was like, I gotta find something short. I'm like, well, whatever, just short Intel, it's beneath yesterday's lows, which ended up being right, support turning into resistance. It goes right into yesterday's bottom, and you can short it, and it goes right to the low of the day. However, NVIDIA was a better short. I just was not bearish on NVIDIA, but there's no question it was a better short on that setup. So a little bit of the bias gets you sometimes, but NVIDIA is going to be just fine. And I do think if I had to bet now, like which one is going back to that who gets to 200 first, I would venture to say like AMD, I think has a decent chance. It's just the momentum that it's on right now is pretty real. So I could see that happening, but there's no question which one is going to sustain it. And that's going to be NVIDIA.
I don't think Intel's going to get to 180 first. Oh man, Intel.
Well, see, here's the problem. I would make a joke.
A reverse split.
Yeah, that's
9 to 1.
But I think it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
And
NVIDIA, Intel. It's not that bad. Like, because you only reverse split if you like. That's,
no, I'm just
like it's bad, but it's not that bad. Like it's not. Yeah, it's not like BlackBerry bad. It's not. Is it?
I am thinking no. Intel, no, I don't think so.
No, it's not. It's not that kind of bad.
So I feel actually pretty good about NVIDIA today. The fact that we're down on. Sometimes I saw this in the chat yesterday. Sometimes like a red day can be a good day, and I disagree with that statement. But here today, I feel good about it, and I'll talk about why. And that is because once it broke here, and we'll talk about SCAI after this, and then I want to talk about Amazon, my worst trade of the day, where he kept on trying to go back to the well. I'm pretty proud that we left this alone. I mean, there could have been spots where I would have thought, okay, let's try right here, 177.50 or so into that area, and then we would have lost another 50 cents. And then I could have said, okay, let's try yesterday's closing prices in around here of 177 flat. That would not have worked out. And then, just trying to catch some of the bottoms. Eventually, you're going to find a spot to say, well, that would have worked. But I know the way that I trade, I would have tried to find some more support. And when that came in right there, sure, it bounces from 177 up to 177.30, but that's not, I would have been looking for more. So yeah, I'm kind of glad that we stayed away. And once this broke there, we sort of put the Band-Aid on and walked away. So I think that was a really good learning lesson for me there. And the reason why we were going long, it wasn't on. I didn't have NVIDIA on here today. Watch me, I did. No, I didn't. Okay, thankfully. We didn't have it on there, so it wasn't a plan. It was really just looking at its brethren here and saying, oh my God, this move was huge. And where's NVIDIA in all of this, right? Well, we learned that AMD and NVIDIA in the last little while, two different names. We'll figure it out, but yeah, that was it for NVIDIA. We'll be back on that tip very, very soon. I just want to see another good story that's just NVIDIA based, not the whole sector. Like something about NVIDIA, then this name will take that 180, and then it'll be to 200 before AMD.
All right, guys. Last one on the list here, small cap gapper STAI. You can see there started breaking out yesterday in the aftermarket, but that wasn't the end of it. It continued into the pre-market and into regular trading hours today. On this headline, it announced it will offer its technology through the TIPS contract it entered into with Creek Source Consulting. Doesn't take much to move these small cap gappers off the highs. Trade it carefully.
Anyway, one thing is NVIDIA. What I didn't say about this NVIDIA AMD reports first, which means even if you think it's a coin flip, the fact that they get to shoot first gives them a bit of an edge in terms of getting to 200, which is it's an unfair edge. But this STAI, look, at the end of the day, with small caps like this, again, I don't really look at them anymore. I shouldn't say anymore as much or as often, but there are some plays which are pretty tried and true. And had I noticed this, and maybe this will come into play this afternoon, you'll see like it gapped up in the aftermarket, and then you had the normal, I shouldn't say normal shenanigans, but somewhat normal shenanigans of it really trying to rally and then failing going into the open. So a lot of profit taking going into the open, only to break back out. Now you'll notice where it broke out here that I'm pointing to, I'm going to go to a 3-minute. It's not often that you will see this thing go to, at 920, 99.999 cents, and then break $1 by 1 cent at the open a couple times. Pull back and hold 92 cents, and then break it. Now, I don't have to tell anybody what that trade, you just go long at $1.01, throw yourself a stop at 90, and then go. Like that's, and what I'm going to liken that to, we're all going to trade. A lot of people are going to trade Figma on Thursday, right? So we're all going to go long on the IPO of Figma and then just sit there and look to see if it does a circle or a core weave. The dollar break on a stock with a catalyst, especially one which has already shown a bunch of sellers that have gotten out, that can be a nice little risk to reward trade. It's your chance to not have to chase this silly thing when it's up at $1.40 and halting like a schmuck. And you can just get in and be like, oh, I'm risking 10 cents, and if it happens to get to $1.50, I've already made profit, and if it turns into a home run, great. Maybe you get like a double up. But it's that early trade. If you're a small cap trader, I think you should be looking for these. And we had Max on the show. Max was on here, and I was like, man, you'd be really good at these. Because I think he likes that Yahoo, not Yahoo, but like that big load up into the breakout trade and just put it all on that one break working. I'm like, man, when these things break $1, I don't know what the liquidity was like on this one, but it's doing a ton of volume, like 270 million. Suffice to say the liquidity was probably gigantic. I would assume so if it's done 250 million shares. And that's a pretty good opportunity for a day trader. It doesn't seem like the volume's continuing now, so I think you can write it off. But the next time you see something like that, I mean, we're gonna be looking at different things at the open, but if you're a small cap trader, you can do a heck of a lot worse than punching through $1.
I like those levels. Yeah, it gives you the defined risk. That's
and liquidity.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's always the key, right? Make sure you get that liquidity, get the trade that you want. I mean, so many of the trades, including the AMD trade and all that. Yeah, good. We're done the rundown. Always SoFi, always off the open is when you get some of those great moves. We talked about Tesla on the move down, and now you kind of fight with the trade. I was looking at Big Bear AI. We said that we would discuss this, and I mean, that's that whole play again of breaking $7. I mean, yesterday we didn't break it, or if we did, it was temporary. No, we didn't. So right there yesterday, we came into that level again. By the way, let's get down a little bit here, futures. That would be nice. We just took some covers there. I'll talk about my TQ position. Again, I only have half of what we had, maybe a little bit less than initially had there. But this is what happens on Big Bear AI once it comes into, and this is true of many small cap names, right? Especially ones that don't have earnings, have had huge moves. When big support levels are held, that's also great. That's what we're looking for, big levels to hold. $7 is a big level, and it held yesterday. So nothing wrong with trying to go long off of that level here today. It never actually gave you a trade, though. I mean, maybe if you got that very first wick off the open, you could have got 7. I mean, it bumps up to 7.13. Pretty risky business worrying about that kind of a trade, because you're not going to be in this for 13 cents. And if you are, you're probably only out of half. But then anyways, as it comes down, there's the break of 7. That's the momentum that we're talking about all the time, is play the momentum, play the break lower, and ride it to the downside. Now you're looking at Big Bear AI and wondering what to do. Well, there's another level right there of 660 looking for an area of support. So I think tomorrow, I'm not sure we'll be on this today. I mean, if you ever break through VWAP, we haven't been above VWAP since the beginning of the day right there. So I think that that's a good break, and we actually held it. So that's 680. We can get above 680, then I think Big Bear AI is fine. And those of you that are asking about, like, is this the time to buy it or what? I mean, look, we can, tell you what we think about different stocks, different positions, and all of that. But, at the end of the day, I first bought this name at $5 so missed this whole way up, but then started to read into the company, and we talked about some bull cases on why I liked it, even as it was all the way back in. Then we finally found a 200 period moving average, and then it kind of bounced off there. We also did have earnings right here, ran right into earnings, came right back, gave another opportunity to get long at $3, and then upside. We first bought this at 5, then we bought it at 4, and then we bought it at 3, and was really willing to buy it down here as well. I mean, sometimes you got to make plays and try to hit some of those home runs. It would have been bad if this would have gone bankrupt, then we would have just lost money like we did on all of our weed plays. Speaking of weed, yeah, what? It's not that time yet, Neil.
We'll get there.
Just right here quickly. This could fall back in again. And I did check out when the earnings were. I believe it's 13 days. Oh, it's pretty good memory, though. 13 days, August 11th. So I would think it's worth waiting for. A company that, again, we haven't had many headlines on Big Bear AI, could come back into the 50-period moving average. I think that's where you start to buy the name, right? Dip back in here, really held that level, blasted through. We have 50-period moving averages on here for a reason. So, really rides it up here, now riding it up again. I think if you want to take a shot, you wait for earnings and you take a shot right here at 550. And then just be like, okay, this is an AI play. I like the AI stories. Let's see if it wants to work. SoundHound, C3 AI, Big Bear AI. If you have AI in your name,
then you're good.
EIEIO.
I was gonna, you know what? We'll find another time to talk about Tilray.
That's a good song, Old MacDonald. I used to sing that to the kids.
I like
at a farm.
It's
EIEIO.
It's classic, man.
But Neil, on his farm, he had a pig. His name was Sean, who doesn't ever take profits when he has them in his account.
I took Webull. I was going to talk Webull.
Wheels on the bus, we have Webull. Oh yeah, Webull's another one.
Well, no, I was going to mention this about Webull because, oh shoot, it was Showtime. Yeah, whatever. And regardless of what you call this, is a shot play in Webull. You have a nice, interesting euphemism. Instead of just calling it a shot play in your swing account, you've decided to call it something else. I don't think it's that bad of a company. I'm in it under $11. And I think there's an opportunity. It's down 10% today. And it's a weird one. I mean, PayPal got beaten up. We had a lot of things selling off today, certainly. You know, SoFi was up, but nothing in crypto was really doing much of anything. So it was a weird it's been a weird type of day. But the 50 period that Sean was alluding to, the last consolidation was around, supports at $12 and the 50 periods at like $12.50. So I'd be inclined to let this one come back into that range, not necessarily breaking down under 11 into $10 where we waited for it to bounce the last time. I think that's what is the next thing that I will be looking for on Bull. So a lot of people ask, like, when do you buy into Webull? Well, you know, it gave you 50, 60%, depending on how good you got it out. So I think I'm always taking profit. Forget about the fact that it gave you that 50% move. It also went right to an obvious resistance point. So of course, I'm selling in front of it. And then I'm waiting for it to hold a higher low at a significant level before I think about getting back in. Every time it's been a bounce level on Webull, I'm just going to zoom this in. So underneath $11, how many days after it broke 11 and held $10 could you have bought Webull? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days, and you can probably count the lows here, 15, 16, 17. Like 18 days you could have had it under $11. And then when it consolidated the 50 period moving average, you could have had it for at least 5 or 6 days. What that tells me is the next time Webull bounces, I'm not worried about missing it. I'll just wait patiently for it to either show me a hold of the 50 period or wait patiently for it to show me a hold around or just under the $11 again. Like that's what's wild about this. Like you can catch a move where this gives you, I mean, it's more than 50%, but let's just imagine you don't get the perfect exit point. We're in about 1 month, you get a nice 50% move off a huge support level with risk reward being very good, and you could have had it for 3 weeks. You could have had that long. So patience is perfectly fine with a lot of these plays when they're coming back in. It's a lot easier to figure that out though than to figure out where in the heck do you even get Robinhood. This is the one where I talk to Mike about this all the time. He's like, well, I can get in here and this, and I just never have great answers for something when it's this close to the tops. You know, I always just, it's easy to say if it pulls back $20, I like Robinhood. Well, you know, but that's the answer. So I think it's easier with a Webull, and I don't try to be early. I just try to wait for confirmation there. And does the hood hold the bull? I like that one, Ross Sanchez. Well, Hood and Coinbase and SoFi have been, you know, kicking you know what and taking everybody's lunch. I just hope SoFi gets a little bit of continuation. Because I love that chart on the monthly that we were showing you guys. It looks fantastic, and if it can continue to go, it's great. But I think you got to take some profit on these types of names. That goes without saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we've been doing it as well. I mean, that's literally, I'm not trying to, you guys are asking us, you know, all the time some of our positions and opinion, and Neil just talked about there on Webull. Like as soon as I get filled and out on any of those trades, like I told you today, we bought some Apple. This is not something that I'm going to discuss after earnings. I told you today we got some there at $2.12, and then we got out of that SoFi today as well at $24. Some of them, anyways. And then the only other name that I'm looking to get out of maybe is some Palantir. Again, just because of the run that this has been at. You know, get out of this and just throw it into some sort of an index. But the indexes are already my biggest holdings. Actually, the ES is down today, so that's kind of interesting. Right there, down 0.22. I mean, part of that talk, you know, I guess we had a good number there from Boeing. That was higher last time I checked. No, it's lower. No, it's down. Yeah. So yeah, there goes Boeing actually to the downside. So my bad. The other way around, right there, Boeing getting hit. So I was going to say like what's going on with the ES as opposed to the Nasdaq, but Boeing not in the Nasdaq. That's gonna, not that I think, having a nice move to the downside right there today as well. Spotify, an interesting name that, you know, generally speaking, as we look at this name, doesn't generally go down, and today you're down 10%. Spotify's been having a little bit of a negative run to itself lately as well, and their earnings, again, higher payroll, higher taxes there, and a European company, right? So Spotify with some of that EU warning, and even though that deal's done in Europe, the greatest deal of all time, we'll have to, or the biggest deal, I should say, we'll have to wait to see. Probably the biggest and the greatest, depending on who you ask, of course. But that's a good deal there for Spotify, I would assume, but still downside right there for Spotify. UNH continues to drag. Again, the Dow lower as well as the S&P 500 as UNH coming through today. Lower than expected profits due to higher than expected costs, of course, and then the uncertainty just behind the company and the whole space in general, not getting a lot of love right now, Medicare, so Medicaid. So nice move downside there, over 6%, and taking out those lows that we had seen right into there. So yeah, not great as UNH continues its move to the downside.
You know, the other thing too is like if you, see, for every Webull, for every Webull where it goes in you get 1 month, you get like a 50% move. When something doesn't go, like UNH, and then it gives you the opportunity to just get out without a hit, just take it. Because what'll happen is if you get, look, whatever, I'm just only talking for myself or anybody that would have bought on the second day. And, okay, fine, you could have had a small winner if you wanted it. And we said this before. Just because other things, you could have swung a lot of other stuff and they could have won, or you could have, like I could have done double into like a bull with that, whatever. It doesn't really make a difference. You get that FOMO of, but there's the opportunity cost. Now I had for a couple of months that money not making me anything. That's not a reason to hold on to it. It doesn't go, it fails, get out, and if you're up 2%, you're 1%, whatever, that's it. This stock continues to try to find lows. There is nothing about UNH right now that looks very good. And, I hope, Sharif was talking about, I think he said he had a friend that worked at a hedge fund. It's not his hedge fund, but it worked at a hedge fund that took a large position in this. My first thought is, well, they're usually pretty smart to have some pretty aggressive hedging, at least certainly after the news started compounding there for UNH. But this is one of the uglier looking monthly charts that we're going to be able to show you for a stock which had performed so well for so long. There's an unwinding still happening. Like, it tried to bounce, you're right back at the lows. The month closes in a couple of days, and barring some kind of a minor miracle, this is going to look like a pretty bearish candle on the monthly chart. Nothing that would make you want to go buying. And the 200 period on the monthly is this last line of support down in the low 220s. I don't know, I'm inclined to think it looks like it wants to get there. What does it look like to you guys? So, I'm not really seeing anything about UNH that's making me want to look for that long. There will be a long in the stock at some point. You can probably take a shot at it somewhere. But it showed you a reason to try it earlier, and that reason is gone. And now it's also giving you fundamental reasons with the earnings that just came in. The concerns that have just come in. And speaking on some of those concerns, just to jump back over to a name that I think a lot of people were confounded that was down as much as it was, is PayPal. Because this goes to the other side of the equation. Sometimes it matters more, A, where the stock is coming from, B, maybe some of the comparables in the space, and then C, if none of that makes any sense, then none of it just doesn't matter. It could be a technical that it failed $80. Who knows? PayPal didn't have anything. They beat on EPS, they beat on revenue, sales grew, but it grew single digits. Maybe that's it. You don't have double-digit growth? Not good enough. And that's what can happen here. So ultimately, I did try a long in PayPal. It kind of went, I tried the trend break. But when the trend break was this poor, it went, what did it go? I don't know, 60 cents? When the stock was down $8 from yesterday. It's weak, because it clipped it and was I thought a perfect entry on the trend break, and that wasn't even that good. So the sellers were very much in control with PayPal, and that's with them beating across the board.
Yeah, we definitely like PayPal. And if you do like 3 times daily levered ETFs, get your opportunity right now to get exposure in the Nasdaq 100 and the S&P 500. You see me trading the TQQs. Well, use Beta Pro's 3 times daily levered ETFs by GlobalX, featuring built-in FX hedging. This aims to amplify short-term market moves, minimizing the impact of currency swings. And we're talking about Canadian dollar versus US dollar. Whether you're feeling bullish or bearish, these ETFs are built for active day traders ready to take on the market. Read the full risk disclosure in the prospectus at betapro.ca before investing. And of course, whenever you have triple levered products, they are going to degrade over time due to time value of money and the cost of getting into options and whatnot, so you can create that triple lever, right? And so it's a lot of smart guys doing this, and pay attention with Beta Pro. Go grab it, read all about it. And the reason why is if you look at the TQs right here, you get a daily up on the TQQs. You are near all-time highs right now with the triple levered, right? As you can see, haven't quite taken out the December highs right there, and then there you go again back in February, so we're kind of hovering around that. But then if you call up the actual Nasdaq right here, and I can call up the contract itself, but the Qs is the same thing essentially. I mean, don't add us for that, but you can clearly see right here that this is the difference. So this is the Nasdaq. We've already taken out all-time highs quite a long time ago. So if you're holding this saying, well, hey, look, there's the all-time high there at 540, while the Nasdaq is right now at 569, so I should have about like 2 or 3% gain from the all-time highs, right? So triple leverage should be 9% higher. Well, we just showed you that the TQQs are not that triple lever there on the daily chart. So there it is right there. You're not 9% higher, you're actually lower than all-time highs right now. So again, just understand the product that you're in, and that's why we emphasize there. And thanks to Global X and Beta Pro for the read there, of course, but that's why we emphasize short-term. You know, it will act triple. Like right here, the TQs right now are down 0.8, while the Nasdaq is down 0.2. So it's actually pretty accurate. I mean, that's going to look like a quarter when you get to these small numbers, but at the end of the day, that's the idea. Let's see if the Nasdaq wants to get a little bit lower. I'm interested in that Apple. Someone asked me in the chat there. Shout out to all you guys. And by the way, let's get going on this again right now. I'm going to reset Mr. Fabian's, wicked thing here. 88 mentions of AMD today. I think we've done well enough on that. We've talked about AMD a lot, and we will again, as that might be one of the trades we get into. Tesla running around 223 right now, trying to get back upside as well. We're playing those futures, but Tesla, SoFi, NVIDIA, Google, it's all of the names that we've seen before. STAI, Neil talked about that. That was a runner there. We've obviously done some work on that.
Made the list.
Bull is there as well. PTHL halted down 90%.
Is anyone actually trading that?
No, but they probably just wanted the news.
Well, they're just curious.
See what's popping off right there. But see ya. Fresh start time. All right, let's go. Those of you that are with us right now as we enter into Power Hour, type whatever you want, and we'll talk about it. Visa coming out with earnings after hours. I think that's something that we can talk about as well. So QuantumScape. Dick's Sporting Goods, my new favorite. I told you my kid pulled this crazy Pokemon card. I actually had to find out which one it is. I'll tell you guys what it is once I find out. It's a white one, part of the new packs. I don't know. I'll ask him when he's home. They're at Wonderland today. They went by themselves. Nice. Yeah, they got dropped off. They were going to go to the water park, and my wife's on their way to pick them up now because there's volleyball tonight. So we have we had baseball Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We had practice last night. Tonight's a day off, so she has volleyball. Then tomorrow night we have another practice as we get ready for Canada. This is the girls' rep team. Then we have a house league game on Thursday night, and then I'm not here Friday. 2 more games on Friday, 2 more games on Saturday. Hopefully the finals on Sunday, and I'm back on Monday.
I like my master plan for our football pool, because we have a high school football pool where there's some guys in the league that like one's out west in Canada, and the other guy's out in Dallas, and we try to get together. Well, actually, there's another guy in Texas. I don't think he's in Dallas, but there's 2 in Texas, and we always try to get together for the draft. And this year, it's funny, the guys that are out are flying in, but there's a couple of people they're coaching. It's the summer, right?
Yeah, but they might be able to make it. I mean, I might be able to make it too.
So it's Sean and a couple of other guys are coaching teams and might not be able to make the draft, but it's the High Park. So my idea was,
I like your idea.
Well, it's a dynasty league. We're only probably drafting 3 or 4 rounds each, maybe a few more. So you bring the brews and all the fun stuff, and we just head on over to Sean's game. Yeah. Make him draft from the dugout, and then we have some fun cheering on the team, and maybe doing some heckling. I think that'd be great fun. I think the kids would love it, but the rest of the league was giving it. I don't know. They didn't seem to be that enthused. I think we can draft from anywhere. It would be. I don't mind. Watch some good baseball. You probably couldn't. Actually, we probably shouldn't drink at the game because it's kids.
Well, you're not allowed.
That you're not allowed.
It's a city park.
It's a city park. In my men's league,
you can definitely hide it. People.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
Some people drink at games.
Oh, at
parents.
Yeah.
You know, you got those little.
I mean, teach their
Get those little Yetis. You can hide different.
You can put anything you want. It looks like a Greek coffee.
Is it a tall boy?
Oh, I'm gonna.
Is it a can of iced tea?
I gotta show you this.
Is it a Mike's Hard iced tea?
It was my wife bought. It was this. I'll find the name and I'll send it to you tomorrow.
I might already have it. What is it?
It's this like it's called some kind of like Canadian hooch, but it's like there's a maple flavored one. It's like a 25% liqueur. I don't even know. And it's like maple flavored. You put that in coffee, and it's. I'm like, where was this when I was camping? Anyways, I want to get to a super chat here, but I have no idea what these are. We'll look it up. Alpha Cry, AED. I don't know what currency that is, so I'll probably just do that and then search it unless someone else is. Flocky has their ETP. Floki is launching in Europe next month. Major memes will be going mainstream. Crazy times. Yeah, tell me we're at tops without telling me that we're at tops. Thank you so much for the super chat. And on that note of are we getting a little bit exuberant, that's UAE dirhams. Am I saying that right? I have no idea. So thank you for the super chat from the UAE, assuming you're from the UAE, if that's what you're giving us.
Yeah.
There's a quintuple, I count that right? Quintuple top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 6. Whatever. Doesn't really make a difference. You guys can see here on the VIX. So holding 15, but look how many times we are testing 15.5 without breaking out. That breaks out, market pullback, move to the upside. There's a trade there, and I'm gonna have UVXY up every now and then. That's just what we have to trade, right? So it's if you see us trading volatility, then here we're trading UVXY because that's what we have in the system. The prices won't be exactly the same, but the moves will be essentially the same on an intraday basis. That's a big resistance breakout that could be happening on UVXY as well. The funny thing is I'll have to watch the VIX for the clean level because it won't always be exactly the same. But when it's going, you'll know that it's going. And I think that's something we have to start watching a little bit more. We get the Fed tomorrow, but whatever, we're not going to get a cut tomorrow. I don't think anything matters except for what he says. And then we're going to have big jobs numbers at the end of the week, which might matter a little bit more. And there's something happening on Wednesday and Thursday after market. Some things that are happening after market that maybe might move the market a little bit more than Jerome tomorrow. I can't think of what it might be. Sean, maybe you could remind me. I don't know. I'm kind of blanking here.
Yeah, it's not earnings. There's no earnings left.
No.
But yeah. It might be something like that. All right, so we have the Fed coming on July 30th, as Neil just said. That'll be tomorrow at this time. We will have the same economic policies that we have right now. You know, this is 97.9% chance right there of no rate cut at all. That means that it gives us a 2.1% chance that, hey, man, maybe we do cut rates there. So we have a 2% chance that is something that we can talk about tomorrow. But for right now, it's 97.9. Good radio station, maybe. I don't know about anything around here. September, though, is where we get juicy. Now it's up to 62% rate cut opportunity or probability for that rate cut in September. So that's interesting. That's on September 17th. Then in October, again, still looking like 50% chance that we still don't get a cut in October and remain at that 4 by 4.25. And it's December. So it's by the time year end hits is when we are more likely 43% chance. I mean, basically, it's kind of like a pick-em right now. We could be down 75 basis points from now till then. That would be that 21%. That's what it's trying to tell us right here as we go. Or 50%, 43% chance that we've got 2 cuts by the time September comes, and then a 28% chance of just 1 cut. But if you're looking over here, I don't know, 6% chance no cuts at all this year. Isn't that what Mitch was saying? Maybe no cuts? Well, that would be 6% chance. The market right now has priced in. Now, whether or not you believe that, I don't know.
What would Kalshi say?
Kalshi? Same odds. I mean, I don't know how far ahead that would happen.
That's the only problem. I don't know if you can. You can probably only bet the next one. It would be my guess. But I actually don't know. That's why I just kind of.
Presidential election winner J.D. Vance. Right here. This is what I was showing you guys before. Here we go. Let's see who's going to win the election in 2028 right now. So I guess it's Gavin Newsom is going to be leading the way for Democratic nomination. I mean, they has to be whoever's at head has to be the top. right?
They must be the favorite.
AOC? Okay, 11%.
AOC
I guess she's a chance to get the Democratic nod. I don't know. Mr. Pete Buttigieg right here. The volume is pretty light though, right? I mean, these, yeah, so anyways, Gretchen Whitmer down here. This is the best one. To me, there's the most amount of money right here been spent on Donald Trump.
And not even close.
It must be the no. People just taking free money.
How is there that much
But
money
he can't win. This is the thing. This is free money, isn't it? Because, but why would you want your money tied up? The problem is it's a free 3%, but you might as well buy a T-bill.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like it seems like a free 3%,
but he can't win the election.
But it's the time value of money. You could literally just put it in the money markets.
Right. But
that's what it should be priced at then.
Maybe that is what it is.
It should be priced at the power.
If you're silly enough to make that bet.
No, it 100% should be priced at the time value of money.
I don't know, but we were talking about if there's anything here now for the Fed. So here it is right here. Actually, it's right here. Fed decision in July.
Okay.
In July. So that's what we're doing right now. Is Fed Chair Powell out? Oh, so there it is. So it's 99%. So it's nothing. Yeah, so right now. So yes.
You can't really take advantage.
50 plus points decrease. Yes. So right there. So we're going to have to wait to see. But as you can see, it's very, very close to absolutely nothing. September would be the next one. Should be near 60%. This is the 50 plus basis points. Well, we're never going to get 50 basis points. So anyways, this is that call sheet, Polymarket, just a couple different websites you guys could check out. We like them. Interesting to use those markets for various things as well. All right, the market's coming back down, but BMNR, this is the Ethereum trust, basically. Tom Lee, we did have some good investments involved with there. Kathy Wood. And ARK bought this name in the 40s, not going to be happy where it is right now. They offered again, so they had another offering there. So that brought them way back in, now down another 6% here today. So if you do like Ethereum, I thought the math on this was the holdings they currently had were about $23 a share, something like that. So there's $10 in here for some reason, and I don't know exactly.
It's overpriced.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with BMNR other than if you like Ethereum, maybe just buy Ethereum, but it doesn't have the same opportunities to do what this name did. Again, a Treasury, Tom Lee, and BMNR. I don't know. I don't have much to say.
There was also that vape this morning. Like you have all these Treasury plays, and I think the proper reaction recently has been, hey, you can ride the wave on day one, but after that, all bets are off. Like, when was the last time we saw one of these continue the move? Like, vape is down 30%. The only thing it hasn't done is completely lose the bid. And they were the big runner yesterday, gapping up and, hey, we're going to do Bitcoin Treasury. This is what we do now. Because whatever, maybe it's because their business is failing, their core business, whatever that might be. In a lot of cases, a lot of biopharma seemingly doing this. Like see now when Mara does this, and we'll get their earnings after the bell tonight, when Mara decides to get into Bitcoin, I understand that. That makes some sense to me. When some random small cap company does it for a little bit of a bump, I think you should be at least a little bit hesitant to go past playing the momentum. Vape also was apparently just a recent IPO.
Yeah, there was something about that.
Yeah, I don't really know too much about them. We're going to get a big IPO later this week with Figma. I saw in the chat someone said they wanted to short it. I've never taken the opening print of any IPO short. Not once. And I will not be doing it. There isn't a price that I would do it either. I just think the risk to reward favors looking for the long break. After over all the years, I might decide not to take a long. I might decide to take less shares on a long, but I'm only looking long on Figma. If you see me short, it will not be the opening print on Thursday. It'll be, I'm presuming it's Thursday still, because it's supposed to be the 31st.
Is it? Okay.
It's like 10 times oversubscribed too. Like that should be a pretty solid IPO. All right, Intel's starting to come back up here. I have taken most of this out. I had one small reload, and I want to give it some room. Like I want to be able to try to give it to this level here, 2054. So I had an original price in the 60s, and I had a small reload, which I'm still holding on to. But I want to try to get it under VWAP one more time back into the low. So I might nibble in at 29. Sports and stonks, 40 times oversubscription. What? It's 40 times oversubscription? I thought oh, it is.
Is it New York?
Oh, never mind. I was talking to a trader earlier, and I misread what he said, and I trusted him. And I was like, oh yeah, it's over 10 times. No, it is 40 times. That's insane.
Yeah, it should run.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
The last one?
Well, Circle was.
Oh, Circle.
No, well, there was something. There's been some small ones after
Chime.
that. Yeah, there's been some smaller ones since, but I mean, Circle's the big one, the biggest one, and then of course CoreWeave was pretty good as well. If you had those two, I think Figma probably somewhere in between. I don't think it's not going to rival Circle, if I had to guess, but you never know. We'll take the trade anyway.
SoFi. Yeah, no, here, this is Chime was one of the more recent ones as well. I mean, its best day was its birthday, so there it goes. Upside there to 44, 45, and never able to even come close to reclaiming. The best we got was about 15% of its high right there, up to 38, 38.50. Chime down. So we don't have Chime here. Another financial. Just quickly, getting some more out of the Qs as it doesn't want to break lower. I still like the short, though, on the TQQQs. SoFi, bad report, good report, bad price action. Downside right now. The only, again, it's kind of like what I just said about Chime there. Its best day was its birthday. Well, its best day was blowing out the candles today on earnings. And that kind of looks like a birthday cake with all these candles there, all blown out. And now it got taken out to the downside right now. What about SoFi losing this level right now? This could be a good short, man. 22. I mean, look at it on the 50-period moving average. Just keeps on going all the way to the downside. We could do something here. Try to short this name. 22.82 until we break the 50-period moving average. It is a nice move to the downside. Would like to get a little bit of a pullback instead of buying or shorting the lows, but we might not need to worry about that as the lows are right here, right now, and looks to be going lower. So I would say let's try to fade this. If it comes back up anywhere in the 70s or 80s, probably a good opportunity to do something with that name. That's SoFi. But again, it's only going lower. Maybe I should just punch short right now and take a shot with SoFi. It wants to get lower. That's for sure. All right, we'll start something right here if we can get anything at 61s. IEX you can see on the offer as well. Right now we do have something fun to tell you. We do have Kevin O'Leary coming back on the show Thursday. Join us at about 10:45 or so, where Kevin O'Leary will be there. Will be on the desk with, I'll be via Zoom, I guess, with Adara over there.
Back in the studio at some point.
That's what I was wondering if he was going to be back in the studio, but I don't think
This
so.
is our first studio.
Was he our first one back?
Well,
I don't know. No, I think.
No, I mean, like when we first came to YouTube, he was one of our first. If you don't include, like, I mean, obviously we have Raheem quite frequently, but he's local, good friend of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not. Look, he counts. It's just it's not. I think.
I mean,
Kevin was the first.
I want to play that baby thing again if we have it, Andre.
Oh my goodness, yes, get that.
We got to get that thing going again and
get
again
that going.
and again. Over 19,000 views or something. That was the best last time he was on here. Today I got the Submariner on, so maybe I'll just wear this one and then I won't get.
I actually think you should just every single time wear the Apple Watch just to troll.
Yeah, I mean, it would be true. I could wear.
If I had one, I'd consider doing it.
Maybe I'll do it on both hands. Maybe I'll wear like what he does. He's got one on one hand and one on the other, and we'll figure it all out.
I believe. Look, but if you have the fitness, whatever you happen to use,
I am showing that video to Kevin, by the way. So you better have that ready over there.
Yeah, of course. I think he'll.
I know that he tweeted it out already or whatever. He reposted it, but that's not him reposting it. I'm gonna make sure. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that he sees it. And then I'm gonna get his opinion on it on that day. So join us at 10:45.
And the honest truth.
KO, come on.
When we had our own trading floor, we had a TV in there. That TV was so gangster. Let's just say we're old enough. The TV on our trading floor was not a flat screen. And in the middle of the day, we would watch Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
On our trading floor.
My kids, Gia still loves watching Shark Tank. We watched a little bit of it last night again. Just the reruns on CNBC.
And I watched like clips on.
Okay, so we're showed SoFi, but there. Yeah, go ahead.
You go first.
Okay, I was just going to say there's a big order here. It's only 50,000 shares, but I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. So I just covered some at 56. Just wanted to let you know there was 50,000 shares, or I think it's going to cut like butter. I don't think it matters, but there it is, 50,000. Watch this. Just like that, it's going to be gone. There's over 188 million shares done today, so that shouldn't absorb anything, but just giving you guys an update. We're only short now at 60. We just took a 56. Not like we're happy with 4 cents, that's for sure. But let's see if we get some moves down. I'm bidding something at 55. I might as well actually cancel that because if it fills it, it's going lower. Let me put a bid just real quickly at 53, and then we're just going to get out of 7 or 8% of it there.
Another one.
There it goes right now. We'll see if it can get into the gates of hell. We just said if it breaks 55, it's should be a little lower there. So we get some out at 53. There it goes, back in right now. And I'm glad that we just brought this trade to you. You guys are always like, yeah, you don't believe me that I'm red or all these kind of things. Look, man, sometimes we make good trades, sometimes we don't. This one makes sense. We just got into SoFi. It's a nice move on the downside right there. We're also short the market, which is working out for us as well. So far, so good here on some of these shorts. Let's just see if SoFi can sing even lower than this, man. Break through this 50 and get SoFi back in. I like SoFi. This is not a thing about the stock. Like Neil said, we're going to go to the Super Bowl if this thing can print higher, up to $300. I don't think that's going to happen. So sorry about the Super Bowl. We won't be there. It's not unless anyone has. You said that story about Super Bowl tickets. How all the NFL players get a chance to buy a pair of them. They'll still be overpriced anyways. Right there.
Because the NFL guys will just sell theirs for a little bit. They'll maybe give them to somebody. They'll sell them to a friend for face value, and then that friend will then sell them for more. That's how they're going to get around it.
Oh, yeah. Just you're the one selling them.
So
yeah, exactly.
No, I didn't want to interrupt. It was just, you could see that I had PayPal up when I was talking about it, and it should be relatively obvious that it just wicked VWAP, which it also, last time it was at VWAP was at 948. So there's it doing a wick into the volume weighted average price. This was it opening underneath the prior bar high, so I just jumped in short. It happens to be at 20. I'll give it a relatively tight stop. If it breaks that high again, then I think it's still on its trend to the upside. Oh, and remember, this, I believe, I'm pretty sure we hit 10% down on this, and we'll see that tomorrow. I do believe in the old day 2 SSR bounce play. So Palantir almost said. PayPal, usually if it begins with a P, we're talking about Palantir. PayPal, despite the fact that they did have a beat across the board, down. But tomorrow, with the uptick rule in effect, I'm going to be thinking, look for a long setup. It doesn't mean I'll automatically take it long, but if it's double bottoming at 70, or maybe it's breaking out through an obvious resistance level, something that's a textbook or a playbook setup for a long, I'll be looking for that tomorrow. And it's not that I would only do it because I think the earnings were good. The fact that it's SSR plus the earnings good, plus it bounced off to 70 on the daily, you add it up all together, and I'll be looking for some kind of a long tomorrow morning. Doesn't mean I'll find it, but I'll certainly hunt for it. For now, we're short because everything's pulling back in, except for Newegg, which is flying higher. And let's go to Adara.
Newegg.
It's going to be a huge day, guys, not just for earnings, though. We do have both Meta and Microsoft reporting after the bell alongside fan favorites like ARM, Robinhood, and Carvana. But, guys, we also have the FOMC meeting for July coming tomorrow. We only have so many more meetings with Fed Chair Powell at the helm and so many more days of wondering what color tie he'll wear. Well, regardless, you can prepare for the FOMC meeting, tons of economic data, and a full earnings docket with our brand new daily calendar that we just released on X at TTV Research. I prepare these every single day. They're released usually every day around 3 p.m. Eastern. And stay tuned, in about 15 minutes, I'm going to drop our implied earnings move calendar for these names that we're getting after the bell. 10 heavy hitters. You'll see all of those with Sean and myself in the market recap. And you can prepare for them with that infographic I'm dropping right away. Back to you.
Who's going to the gates of hell?
You know what? We can think about that. Who is going into the gates of hell in tonight's earnings?
Oh, you mean tonight? Oh,
I don't mean that. I didn't hit. I think that was.
No, I was just sort of thinking about, like, today, what's the chart that looks like his stock's going to the gates of hell? And the first thing that came to my mind is UNH. But there's probably worse percentage movers than UNH. Oh, you know who belongs in the gates of hell? You think? See, the thing is, you can change. You can put lipstick on a pig. You can change your name. You can dress differently, but you know what? BINI or whatever the heck, I don't remember what they're calling themselves now, because when I pull up BINI, in our system, it still says Mullen.
Oh, that's right, Mullen.
So, no, but in our platform, when we type in, it still says Mullen Automotive. So they're now whatever the heck this is, but you're not fooling anybody because it's gone pop and drop for 2 days in a row since they renamed the company. So yeah, they belong in the gates of hell. But I'd go for today, UNH. But if we're looking at the earnings tonight, who do we think? Let's go away from my chart because it's depressing looking at Mullen because they've murked so many people. If we look at the earnings calendar on Sean's screen right now, and we look at what we're expecting, who do you think post-market is the dump it? And I don't really hate anybody that much. Visa's already had the bad move, and I crapped them a few months ago.
I don't know anything about cake.
I don't know the
Take a
Cheesecake.
look at that
I know I've never
stock.
eaten at the Cheesecake Factory.
Neither have I. We actually were talking about that in Boston at the Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I thought
Marathon Digital potentially there. Let me look at cake.
I kind of like the level that Marathon's at, though.
Cake. Oh yeah, Fannie Mae.
That's a pretty bullish chart.
Is it? Did you look at it?
Yeah. Do your thing, Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. A little bit of a
top
pull,
of the daily.
A little bit of yeah, me too. Yeah, a little bit of a pullback in there on the daily. Yeah, so I could see something going there for Cheesecake Factory. Yeah. It's not like I was just thinking about it because we had some misses there, CMG and whatnot, and I know that's fast food. This is maybe a little bit different. The other name that I think would be interesting tonight, of course, is Marathon Digital. We sort of talked about their relationship with Bitcoin and how. We could just ask ChatGPT or just figure it out. Go actually do real research ourselves and figure out how many coins that they exactly hold. But yeah, this is the one that would scare me the most. They've had an offering recently down there with electricity becoming more expensive, mining, the halving, all that kind of stuff. I would say the one that could have one of the biggest moves today would be Marathon. I'm just going to try to figure out its implied move is 8%. It moved 10% last time. That probably doesn't get the win there, but just the fact that we're at the 200 period moving average and it's pulled back in, generally I think that's a good setup for earnings. Potentially with the move higher there, as now you're back in, you're trying to absorb this. It looks like it's getting bought at least, or being held at 17. Maybe there is a chance to get it back up to 20. Look, 17 up to 20 is 20%.
I like that 50-period moving average.
You get a 20% move on this back to $20.
Yeah, and 8%.
Maybe there's something there. Who knows?
So Marathon can do 8%. Standing on its
cover
head.
on futures.
And then the answer would be, because I obviously memorize all of these facts, 49,951 Bitcoin as of July 24th.
Good memory.
Is what they hold. I mean, I don't know that nonsense. And I decided to go with Perplexity.
Oh, okay. You said you like Perplexity better these days, huh?
Well, you know what?
What's up with that?
It's not fair for me to say that I have a preference. I just kind of bounce around from whichever one I feel like has been given the best answers. I've been using a lot of Perplexity lately, but I use ChatGPT. And I'll tell you this, on my phone, it's like 80 to 90. On my phone, I'm using Grok or Llama like 80 to 90% of the time, because I'm either on X or WhatsApp. And if I'm on X or WhatsApp, when I want to see when I want to find something or get an answer to a question, well, then I'm just going to use what's there. It's for what I'm doing. It's mostly good enough, and I think everybody can win in that space. But yeah, so almost just call it 50,000. Bitcoin. I don't know what it just does not say what their cost base is, which would be a heck of a lot more fun. That's what I would love it to do. Like, why couldn't, when I ask it that, I know I didn't ask for the cost base. It'd be a helpful thing to throw in there. Like, it's probably a very popular follow-up question. And whatever, I'll type that in a quick little second. PayPal, slight move off the volume-weighted average price. Nothing too crazy. Remember, the market's not doing a lot. We have a lot of earnings this week, and of course we got the Fed, so you can sometimes see the whole wait-and-see mode in the afternoon. So hopefully we get I'd just like a push down into 71.5. Like, just go bang, bang, bang from VWAP to what clear support at 71.5, and that'll be good enough for that move. We should see some early look imbalances, although I would not expect a lot today. You never know.
There it goes.
When you have that much earnings, maybe we'll get a little bit of something. But the short's starting to come back in, finally. Ooh, TSL.
Yeah, a little bit of a, oops, that's a little bit of a bear, not a big bear.
Oh, not that bear. Don't hit that one.
This is the better one. Okay, so finally right now, SoFi, let's go right now. Nice move to the downside. We sort of took it there, not the most comfortable position to take the trade because I'd like to have taken it. Right, taken it? Yeah.
Take?
Yeah, taked it. No, I think took in. Might be right.
That.
But anyways, that's a nice move, and there it goes to the downside, following the 50-period moving average. Shorting it there, 62. What's my average price? 61. So it's just a dime piece right now. It just broke 50, so we got a bunch of outs there, 51, 52s, and then we just got a 47 or 46 or so there on that initial break. I'll tell you exactly what we got because it did flush down. That's a move that at 47s. That's a move that I like to do when you're clearing out a big level. Just wait a couple pennies lower. because someone like me will stop out there and mark it out. And that's why I get bad fills all the time. So like someone just got out at 47 and I say thank you for that fill there as it went to the downside. So yeah, we were taken. Yeah, we took that level out. No, we didn't do anything, but it's making that move down right there. The only short idea that we had at the beginning of the day was Uber. And again, Uber just now collapsing a little bit here, down 4%. Again, on Waymo news, on news that, you know, these robo-taxis are a thing and they're gonna get done. And people have just been worried about Uber coming through there over the last little while. I still think the business is very, very solid and, you know, cash flow, not a problem for Uber. This is what the details of their stock looks like, and we do have a report coming in just 8 days, Wednesday, August 6th, so that's going to be a monster one coming through again right now. Their current PE is only 15, so 15 to 16 there, the forward 30, so not even that expensive right now with cash on their balance sheet. This could be a name that we look to take advantage of on dip buys, right? And so waiting for their revenue. I mean, there's their revenues right there, 11.53 billion, cash on hand, five and change billion. You know, lots of opportunities to get going. No dividend or anything like that. Institutional ownership, 83%. So lots of shares there. Insider just 1.7%. So you're not worried about insider selling or anything like that. Uber, obviously a well-loved name, and I think it will report fine. And all these sort of tail or headwinds. Once were tailwinds there when people thought Tesla was maybe in trouble or whatever. Uber sort of caught some of that up to $98. Then there's the fade out right now. I think we wait and then just snap on this. Like if you can get this name back to 82 or 83, I think that's almost an auto buy down there. Another name that I like, and my family was there yesterday. I need to make more money. But Costco, again, another stock that I'm always in and never selling, only looking to get longer. So Costco down here, probably at a good long only spot. If you are a long only trader, down into some support. You're never going to get it. I remember, I think my father was watching at one point on the show, and he was in the chat saying, should we buy this? It was just for fun. And I was like,
get it, George.
Not yet or whatever. And I think it was down into here, some support areas, and then it broke through and kept on going higher. But if we can get back into this area, 900, even 950 is where we're at now. I think these are good buy spots. I mean, getting Costco all the way back to last summer, I mean, what is wrong? I don't think there's anything wrong with this business. So I like it. Whenever you're making revenues, and I, again, could just ask a large language model this, but how much revenue do they get in just from memberships alone? Most people not canceling their Costco, if in fact, maybe getting more membership additions every single quarter. So I like Costco. And we've got a few things ordered to the house as well. So they do have an online business that isn't doing that bad. So yeah, the problem is the valuation though. I think Costco's price to earnings is probably north of 40, more than, but Costco, there's actually a website I saw on Yahoo Finance that shows you the historical PEs of these things. So that's why sometimes, yeah, there it is right there, 52 and 46. So forward PE going based on guidance, 46, backwards, current earnings right now, 52. So pretty expensive for the space, right? That's why we liked Target as well. Target's PE is 14 right now, as opposed to Walmart's 37.
So cheap.
I don't even want to look at Target because that was a call.
Walmart is like, yeah, go ahead, no.
I know, I said we would buy Target once it broke.
Stay
at
on
104
target.
Or something.
Stay on target.
Let's just see what it is. Okay, good, it's still 104. Ooh, okay. So we didn't miss this trade, but this was the daily, and the thing is that it was breaking right into here, and then we got up to 104. Okay, so it did get to 108, 109. Nice little pullback for Target. I actually think now, this might be the next name that I buy instead of Costco. We were at Target thrice, I think, in Boston, maybe. And we might have bought something all three times. No, I don't know. 101. Well, one day we just bought breakfast stuff. We were there one night and they bought some like fresh fruit, things like that at Target. My daughter got a weighted, it's like a sleep pillow, but it's like I don't know, a character, whatever those things are, full stuffed animals, but
yeah,
they're called something.
You know what?
There's a weighted one that they had.
Those are good for weight, especially. I don't know, like sometimes if you're like toss and turn a lot.
Oh no, she just got it because I think it's trendy. I don't.
Well,
think
maybe it's not. No, but like when we were in spring training, we were at the beach, and there was like a group of kids who flat out performed a routine a dance routine with a song that they had just made up to convince their parents to take them to Target.
Oh, okay.
That's how that's how badly
that would work on
me.
me.
Target. I mean, like I was sitting there, like everybody that was watching it was like, "They're gonna get to go to Target," and then the dad just was like doing this. I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" I would have been.
Guys, maybe they've been to Target many times.
Oh, you
already.
put that kind of effort in. I'm like, you know what?
Effort should be rewarded. Yeah,
congratulations. It was a full-on crazy routine. Now, my guess is they're in some kind of competitive dance or gymnastics or something.
Oh, it was that good.
Yeah, like.
Got it.
I'm just saying, like, if the average person who didn't do something like that threw that down, it would be ridiculous. But it was very well choreographed. But they should have gone to Target. And I understand some people in the chat, they're like, oh, well, Target went woke and.
Oh, yeah, I guess that was part of it.
But that was part of it. But if you look at when that happened, the bounce was pretty solid. It's already bounced away from a lot of that. So I get it. But most of the names that have suffered from that have managed to come back. Disney's, no one really talks about it for Disney. Well, people talk about it for Disney, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the stock as much anymore. And I think that, like, that part of it, sure, it affected it, but I think you're more on the fundamentals at this point. Like, I look at Walmart, and I love Walmart, but the monthly chart on Walmart, like, this is, it gets at 30-something times. This 100 level is insane. Look at all the wick tops, and knock on wood, you're about to get another one on Walmart where you have a bottoming tail candle, and you're just condensing on the monthly. Man, when this closes above $100, this could really fly, but it plays in both directions, everybody. So let's be real. Stock Trader, what happened to PTHL? Down over 90%. So if you haven't been following, the bear cave came out, and I saw, like, when I pulled this stock up, I did not know about this bear cave report until after it had already halted down. But the bear cave came out with a short report sometime early this morning. Why this stock didn't react to that the entirety of the day will forever be a mystery to me. But when it finally reacted, it halted down and then gapped down. I have not read the report. I think we can all presume that maybe there's something to it when they're down 95%, and it's trying to make a bit of a bottom, but I mean, look how far I have to zoom in. All these halts, it's finally not halting after cracking through $1. So it's managing to stay open here, and it's holding $1.50. I did say I would take a shot at this if we maybe saw something at the actual dollar level, and I still hold to that. So I'm going to have it kind of just up to watch. But yeah, bear cave, every now and then these short sellers seem to have gotten it right. It would be a gangster move if they were the only ones holding the bid today. Like, because here's the thing. I know we talk about the market manipulation, but whatever, I'm going to mention this anyways. This is the stock. So presumably, if you're launching a short seller report on this today when it's at the high, I'm going to guess you're not in at the high. I'm going to guess you're in it out of the money. So if it's been squeezing you and you're a short seller, on the day you drop the report and it doesn't move at all, maybe what you were doing was saying, oh no, this isn't working. You could be a somewhat refresher on the bid. So they're selling into you and you're holding it because you got a big position anyways. You're holding it, yeah, you're just taking a little bit out, but enough to hold it on the volume that's going on. But what you're also creating, it's not really going any further. Once you notice that's happening, oh, you could just decide, but it's not breaking away from this and squeezing. So while I'm holding the bid here and getting out of this short, because it's not going down after we released our short report, oh no, you release the bid, and then it's just a technical breakdown at that point. People realize there's bad news, some stop outs happen, there's nobody on the bid because they're afraid of the report, and then it's just 10 times worse than the drop would have been because it looked like a refresher got smoked, when really it could have just been the short seller that was holding the bid for a few shares. And then what do they do? Look at the volume at the low compared to the volume up here. So they could have an established position and be taking small amounts out, holding the bid, and once they release it, now look at what they're able to do. Anyways, those are the games that get played. I'm not saying that's what the bear cave did. I'm saying that's what could have happened. And yeah, don't at me, the bear cave. I think you got that one right. So actually, I give you full credit for hopefully maybe finding something. And this was some kind of Chinese company. I don't really know too much about them, but it's one of those Chinese ADRs. So anyways, that's what happens to these things. It looks like PayPal is going to get through. It's through VWAP, but it did not really break that 30-cent level. I'm short at 20, giving it 10 pennies. So if it breaks that high, I'm just going to jump out. The only other trade that I'm sitting in is that reload in Intel, just trying to get it back to the lows. Remember, these guys had a really bad report. Like, if PayPal's going down because they beat across the board, Intel actually lost, and they're down another only 1 point, but considering the fact that they were down double digits, they haven't had a green day since the report. And until it gets to about $20, I don't know if you take any shots at the long, maybe 19 even. We were kind of joking around about the strength in chip names, and maybe Intel is the gates of hell kind of name. Maybe they're the Mullen of the chip space. I don't think they're quite that bad, but there have been no buyers on this since they came out with their earnings report. Things will get better at some point for them. It's just they'll never be what they were.
All right. Yeah, good talk there. I was just loading up the after show. Yeah, it was working now. We kicked because we had to kick Obi off using Joe's. Okay, so I mean, all right. If we can get a little bit, I mean, it's more.
Did that always have that sound?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but anyways, it's a nice downside move there. I guess that's probably not the right one, rocketing to the upside. But there goes the futures, man. I mean, it's retesting the day's low. So that's going to be a great trade there. The TQs continues to be a profitable trade today. So nice downside. No losses. Oh, we lost early right there quickly on the trade, in and out real quick. And then we shorted off the 50-period moving average. Shorted again there. Same kind of a trade. What was funny that what just happened right there was SoFi actually went back up to the upside. We only have 40, well, we still have 40% actually of this trade. Why is it doing this? I don't know. All right, let me get out of half, no, not half. Let's get out of 20% or so at 61 if we're lucky enough to get a fill down there. Right now it's retesting that 50-period moving average. So, you know what? No, let's not get out right now. Let's give it to this level a break. Wow, how much have we made? Oh, we had SoFi from before. Actually, SoFi is my best stock of the day, so it's not. I can't look. What I want to do there is, and I never want to look at something and say like I don't base my outs based on P&L or anything. I just wanted to see how much I made on this move right there, but I don't know because I have all the other trades in there as well. But let's just play it, breaking the 50-period moving average. We had noticed that SoFi this whole time was holding the 50-period moving average. So I'm actually going to take this opportunity, get in a little bit here if I can get a 64. If not, I'll just punch short there at 63. So we're offering 64. Probably has to break for us to get it. Right now, there it goes. So right up to 66. Okay. And then I was just going to use this little stop. No. That was O's. I was going to say, I'm going to use this one right there. No, I was going to use this next one right here. So that's 70. This trade could turn out to be a loser for sure if it wants to go back up into the end of the day. 23.75. So let's see if we break 23.75. All right. So let's put our stop at 77. 22.77. We just shorted it at 64, okay? So we'll see if that one wants to work, giving us now an average price of 61. So we got to try to get this back into the mid-50s to take some profits. So let's put a bid right now at 57 or so, 58, and then we'll get a little bit lower than that into the mid-50s, or low 50s, sorry. But right now, it looks like SoFi wants to go higher. So we're not going to put on the same amount of shares that we had right here, but we did put on another unit. We had 5 units there. Right now, we have 3 units. So we did get out of about 3 units there, reloaded 1 more, so that's the position. Looks like it wants to go against us. Honestly, if that happens, bad, but fine. Not really the end of the world there for SoFi. Tesla's made the move down as well. Starbucks to me is going to be a big report. I mean, I'm looking forward to hear what they have to say about China and everything. And talking about China, Tesla right now back into the 200-period moving average. Nothing wrong with looking long right here. You got some support coming through at 332. That's the only sort of caveat here is the fact that we're already short the market. The market's coming back in just a little bit. So we want to try to respect that. But at the same time, look for trades if and when trades show up. And one might be showing up for Tesla right here around that 322 mark. Let's see if it winds up holding it right now for Tesla down that 1%. We'll still cheer on the market to get a little bit lower. We're looking for a 40 bid. I'm bidding 40 right now. And that's a difference when you're sitting here on a prop floor is you're looking to catch bids and offers because I get paid. So I'm on ARCA right here. So once you see that go through, there you go. So you know I'm sitting there and I just got, see there's some P's again right there. So you're gonna get about $1.80 to $2.20, somewhere like that per each posted 1,000 shares. So if you take out this side, you pay that way. If you sit on this side, you get filled. It's a bid offer thing. Maybe it's a little bit not too advanced for everybody, but we don't need to talk too much about it. I'm not getting out of 1,000 shares every time, so it doesn't matter. This is compare your profits. Let's use making money. We do this every time. Not every day, but most days when I'm here, we'll talk about this as I fix this chair. All right, who's making money? This is what's been happening here on the traders here at Real Trading. This is not Vicente J or anything like that. These are actually posted up right here at Real Trading. Traders at, yes, we just got a SoFi bid there at 50s. Yes, SoFi. All right, SoFi is coming. That's not SoFi. These is SoFi. 57s now. Look at that reload. Oh, baby. I like. Good trade. All right, well, this is not me today nor yesterday. 19,800. Congratulations to Neil. No. Nope. Yeah, 20,000. Great number. I wish. I mean, if I made 20,000, you think I'm getting excited sitting here making a couple $100? Like 20 grand would be huge. Obviously, that's a month. That's multiple months. That could be half a year. I mean, that's a great number there for someone. That's all US dollars. The thing is that we also don't show, and don't at me or anything like that, or us right now, we don't have the losses. These are just the winning sides. And I'm sure there's traders that got hit as well. Obviously, we're on a prop floor, so there is some risk tolerance there.
I've seen very few. I mean,
you won't lose that much unless there's some kind of a mistake on
I don't
risk.
I don't know of many traders that have daily loss limits of 5 figures. So like you get shut down at a certain level. There's a few that do have daily loss. I mean, I've seen it before, but there's very few that would have loss limits that big, just as a general aside. But anyways, go back to it. Just
yeah, so that's true, and you can only make as much. You only get a limit as much as you make, generally speaking. A little bit higher, obviously. There's a formula. All right, 89,82.9. Their Nasdaq 6,700 for Nasdaq as well. Shout out. Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry. Congratulations, my guy. Over there. Whoever thought the son of Fidel Castro would be dating Katy Perry. That's amazing. All right, Amex right there. Nasdaq. Really, oh, Canada. Not long lasted right there. Guys, we did it again right now. We're going to probably throw over to Neil in just a second, but look what just happened right here for us on SoFi. I mean, we got... And there it goes, man. Another trade right there as we are now, Neil, a $1 club member on our futures trade. We're doing it, man. We're doing this live right now in front of you. There's the TQs, huge move to the downside. I just bid something. Let me punch something out anyways. So we'll take some 14s out right there. And there it goes, man. Huge move to the downside. We reloaded this with you guys, man, there. Well, that was actually at 1:30, but talked about this trade this whole time. We've been in this trade all afternoon. Great opportunities to get it. Great opportunity to get this trade as well. SoFi is now my #1 P&L name there today as we reshorted it right into there. So we went long, made lots of money long. That's where all the money was made. And then right now, just started to short. That's what these purple ticks are. So just started to short right there. These, unfortunately, are short offers, which will get converted over to short, converted over to sells because we were long at that point. But there it is. Now we're short on SoFi. And we just talked about it. We were going short off of the 50-period moving average. And there it goes. So boom, right back down there to the downside. Pretty happy with that trading. So
and if you don't take trades off the 50-period moving average, and maybe you're interested in taking trades looking at the 50-period or the 200-period or the 9 or the 21 or Fibonacci's, well, then the first month is free over at eSignal, a perfect place to get the quotes and the data in a reliable fashion so that you can test strategies like a moving average or moving average cross or whatever floats your boat. You back test it. You try something new, see if it works for you, and you can do it every single day on just about every single market that you could imagine. I'm sure there's a market somewhere that they don't have yet, and they'll probably just get it eventually because eSignal is a great platform. And as I said, free. First month is free, everybody. Free 99, except throw out the 99 because you don't even have to pay that. So shout out to eSignal, scan the QR code you see in front of you if you're interested. Take advantage of that first month free, Adara.
Yeah, just keep an eye here on the market. We did have, I don't have any news for this latest drop, but it is interesting. A couple minutes ago, we had comments from National Economic Council leader Kevin Hassett, who is one of the people in the running, or is heavily considered to be in the running to replace Jerome Powell. Kevin Hassett said a couple minutes ago on Fox Business that they do want China buying their NVIDIA chips, but they don't want China setting the AI chip standards. They want to be selling their chips to China. Seemingly a good look for NVDA, but this one is dropping back near its low of days. It's also worth noting he did say that Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, and Trade Representative Jameson Greer are set to meet with Trump tomorrow to discuss the China trade talks. So keep an eye on this market, keep an eye on China and chips. Tomorrow we could maybe have some updates. Back to you.
Can they hear it? That's the question. Yeah, I can't, but hopefully you guys can hear this.
Language.
Could they hear that? Could you guys hear that?
Did you guys hear that? We couldn't.
I don't know. Andre has the mic on to see if he can hear that, so I don't know. I hope you guys can. Oh, the audio was not working.
I had that experience too because when I first saw it, I was getting really poor. I was getting really poor internet.
Baby, and go help out. Let's get that.
But then when I finally listened to it for real, I was like, I want to get it good, not when it's all choppy. And it's so funny. We'll get that to you guys.
That was such a good one.
For sure. You need the audio.
People have watched it on so many times. Oh, here, you can go find it here. If you guys want it here, just go get it right here. Oh, by the way, this is this is not our High Park. This is one of the High Park teams right now going. If you go over, I don't even know how to do this. Go over to my account. It must be, I think it's on here. There's me talking to the Red Sox right here. What's up, Red Sox? There's Gia. Here, a bunch of players. This is me yelling at them from our game on, no, not yelling, Friday night. Yeah, we lost in the very last inning there against the first place team, so that was okay. Hey, here's me at Fenway. That was a great trip back in Boston. Go find @TraderTV Sean on Insta. Here it is right here. So I'll put this link in the chat. I don't know if it's going to work again, but there it is right there. We'll go over there and go find it. We're going to have, there's Neil. Whoa, hey, Neil's going, hey, whoa, cockroaches, this and that. That was a lot of fun. Oh, you weren't here this day. We went out for drinks. There's Adara, Obi, Joseph, and the Chilean Nightmare as well. Long week. Oh, you were camping or?
That was camping.
Yeah, you just weren't there. Me and my brother golfing again. There is me with the girls. Again, just trying to spit some knowledge there. I'm like, guys, you got to buy NVIDIA. It's hitting the 50-period moving average and steal some bases. So that's what's going on. Oh, here's the Minecraft experience. That was a lot of fun. I know you guys wound up going there as well. Right there. So watch out. Just get this going. Yeah, find these things. Neil hurt his hand doing this. Oh, no, not this. This is, oh, there's my kid. There's Baron. What's up, Baron? Okay, that's it. Anyway.
There's not the throwing?
There's not the throwing.
See, I didn't have any video of me doing the throwing either because I was too busy throwing out my hand. The second time I went, we decided that we went ham. Like, there was me and this other dad. I didn't know the guy, but we were like, bump this.
So
we
far.
were whipping at that sucker. So with 9 minutes to go, 8 minutes to go until the imbalances, well, we just got to the target on PayPal, and the buyers are coming right back in. 71.60. Remember we said somebody bought it for a very long time off this level in the middle of the day and liked the value, so that was always going to be the target. First level, second level. If it bounces, I'm jumping out of this thing right here underneath the 71.6 as...
This is funny.
Yeah, this market, it doesn't seem to want to go, but I know we've been trending down all day. I just want to keep it in perspective. The Nasdaq's down 0.23%. So when we see, there's a lot of earnings that got smoked today. PayPal almost double digits. UNH, I mean, absolute disaster for UNH. But Boeing, my goodness, we didn't even talk about Boeing. 4.5% down on Boeing. But the market is taking this, I'd say, relatively well. And some of that has to do with Alphabet being up 1.5%, NVIDIA having a relatively flat day, even when it looked weak, and some of the chip names doing okay. But yeah, Boeing down 4, that doesn't look very good. And they started up. But as I said, I was going to jump out of our good friend PayPal. Tomorrow I'll be looking for a long somewhere. But for now, it's actually breaking that buyer that held that entire time as it continues to go. I'm going to hang on to Intel for the actual low of the day. But this one... Yeah, there's really no reason to go long in anything. The only stock that's holding up is barely moving, it's Google. Alphabet. Alphabet, while the market breaks a low, is breaking towards its highs. And you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if there was a sell imbalance on this thing. Like they're just waiting to the close to sell this off.
Oh, what?
Alphabet. It's at the highs right now, which is clearly bucking the trend.
Yeah, the futures are well down. And by the way, SoFi, man, I mean, we just talked about this one. We even gave you the out here on the 64 was 11 cents, right? We're going to get out at 75 break. We are now on this trade, 31 cents. So it's a 3-to-1 winner right there for you guys on SoFi that we just sort of gave out. And I want to say a big shout out to you, Mr. Charlie, right there. Go enjoy your hot dogs, my guy. Where is it? Right here. There it is, at Charlie Taff. Thanks, Sean Katina, for the look today. Snagged 1.2K in profits. Nothing wrong with that. Heading to the Twins game tonight. Nice. And there you'll be taking down 5 hot dogs. We just, the Rogers Center there just set a record, I guess the last game was the Yankees were in town. Yeah. Something like 87,000 hot dogs.
Dude, the dollar dog days are
that got crushed.
They're a gong show.
Yes, there it is. You're welcome, Charlie. Yeah, I can imagine how crazy that would be. But, you know, 2 for every person. I think it's like some people probably eating 10 or more there. So shout out to everybody.
Just crush you like the cockroaches you are.
Is it working?
Oh, come on now. No, whoa, hold on. I'm nice to this cockroach.
Do not wear an Apple Watch on your wrist.
Anyway, scan that right there. Probably doesn't go to my feed.
That's forbidden. Do you really want to go to hell because you happen to have your Apple Watch?
Right there.
Do not do that.
Just the best.
Only when you're working out.
I can't hear it, but hopefully these guys can. But anyways, all right. We'll get going on all that, guys, as we continue to watch out for everything. I hope you guys heard that. I don't know. But anyways, I'm wearing the same hat there. We'll be all dressed up for Mr. Kevin O'Leary. Unfortunately, I don't really own any suits, so I can't really dress up like him. But we'll be here watching that. And there's a couple more outs.
Never happening.
Yeah, no, that's not happening.
Never.
Not over here. I was making fun of Joe before, so obviously you can't do that. All right, so $43. And you saw what Sharif was wearing today. He was going to the beach, it looked like. Shout out to Mr. Sharif.
Maybe he was going.
Maybe, that's what I mean. I don't know.
Yeah,
He wear whatever he wants. I'm not
good
judging.
Weather today, actually. I bet you he is.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Right there. Maybe it's legs day. I wanted to go over this. We talked about this a little bit on Instagram. This was a funny post, man. We had this when everyone was creating their little dolls. We got the Nikes there, typical shirt. We got the iWatch, the coffee, the chair, and everything. But okay, let's get out of that one right now. All right.
Say it ain't so, Eddie. Say it is so.
What did
Eddie Sarkeesian with the
Kablamo.
35K profit shorting Archon. Wow. That thing must have, because wasn't that like a...
Wait a minute, 35,000?
35 Gs.
Well, what does that stock look like?
But wasn't that like the stock wasn't that like an upward trend? I think Sharif was going long.
Eddie, man, send us some steaks over here.
That's what that stock looks like. Sometimes it just goes all the way to the bottom.
No, hold on. So how much... Is that an option play, Eddie, or what? Because you're telling me...
It's 38 million shares. I mean, I guess there's liquidity's there.
What, you short 30,000 shares?
There's probably options. There's probably options of this.
I don't know.
But look at the stock. Yeah, there's... Usually I can pull up, you can pull up the daily chart and see if it's a stock that is reasonably should have options.
Let's go.
I can see all the reason in the world this does have options. Like, why wouldn't it?
Oh, okay.
No, it looks relatively stable on the daily. This doesn't look like one of those complete, I don't want to... Yeah, you know the types of companies that shouldn't have options. It's not trash. It's not complete trash. But Archon, that fail break. I don't know what the trade you had was, but certainly when it failed the $7 break, it never looked back. When it lost VWAP, it never looked back. It's not often that you get this, and at the low, it halted down after breaking the low of the day when it had already retraced 60%. So you're in the money, then it halts down on you. That's you holding a chunk. Congratulations there to be able to hold that. So thank you, Eddie. Thank you for your other super chats as well. I know you've sent
everything, dude.
You sent some last week. You've been
crazy, great.
You've been doing fantastic, and we appreciate you there. But I am curious.
Oh, by the way,
was that equity or option? Oh shit!
I know.
We got to open this, man.
Is Lena in the chat? This was from, what was the guy's name again? David, I think it was. It was...
I keep having to look...
yeah, look it up again. If this guy's... We got this last Friday, and we've been wanting to open it, but we want to do it while...
Where was it?
All right, well, whatever. If you're watching right now, let us...
It was Southern Shores in the chat with the name.
Oh, God, here we go.
I have a suggestion.
Southern Shores in the chat.
Here we go.
I have a suggestion. We'll just clip it, and then you can just retweet it on your account, and then they can find it. How about that? You okay with that?
Good suggestion.
Yeah,
I don't know. I kind of, no, I'd be fine with it. I don't know. The guy put the effort in. I thought
you could post it.
Yeah, we're gonna post it. We'll have it clipped. I mean, we'll.
It would
leave
just be cooler
unlisted
if
or
you were
something,
watching.
and then they can watch it on your Twitter account.
He was here yesterday. We didn't see him. Oh,
here yesterday. Come on, man.
It'll never be
We've been
open.
trying to post this for a while, trying to get this going.
yeah.
Days.
Okay, Neil, your name is on first. You open it.
It's like that.
What's happening?
Wow, it says Neil and Sean. I'll probably alphabetical
my
there.
name is still. It doesn't matter.
All right, let's go. So let's see what this is, man.
Let's see what this is.
I thought it was going to be some sort of clothing. Oh, it's cigars? What is that?
I can't. Oh, so let me just get this.
Can't be a cigar. It's a flask? It is. It's a mallet for the bell.
Oh, that's because we were talking. This is gonna be really loud. Sorry, guys. This is gonna be really loud. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
What the?
It's a mallet.
This is like some sort of caveman's action on here.
Yo, this is gonna destroy that bell.
Okay. Wow.
It's
All right.
not super heavy.
Wait,
It's
let me see,
actually-
let me see.
It's got good weight to it. I think like it's almost.
Okay, I want to see the weight of it. Oh God. Yeah. Okay.
No, it's not too
bad.
heavy.
I
It's
like
not
the little
too
green.
heavy.
Well, it has a green and a red. I think that might have been missed on there.
Thank you. That's pretty cool.
All right, give it
And
over.
now
to
we
Miss
have a new
Ramin.
mallet
Miss Ramin's
to
gonna.
ring the bell. Ramin.
It's not that heavy.
No, so I said it has good weight. I didn't say it was heavy. I said it's a good weight. It's not too heavy. Oh, thank you. Thanks, Fabian. If you're not allowed
That's
to
what we
ring
do,
the
right? We had
bell,
testing. We had mallet tester.
You've got to
They
wait
say,
till
ding. Yeah, it works out good.
it works.
All right,
Because,
well, thanks for
because
that.
I can
That
think of
was
all the
pretty
reasons
hype.
it
Oh, we have the imbalances coming out,
Oh, 2
by the
seconds.
way. So we've cleared out of pretty much everything, including the future. 3, 2, 1. The balances are now out. I am not even close to being ready for them. So
Intel is a buy. Let's just punch out of that. 3 million shares to buy on Intel. 2 million shares to buy on ETHA. Some penny stock for 1.8 million to sell. IQ is almost a penny stock. That doesn't matter. Walmart to sell of 850,000. No big one. How is Intel the biggest imbalance?
What?
You don't see that very often. No, there's really nothing PMs there, but that's a small amount. I'm looking for anything big. Rigetti, 600,000 to the sell side. That could move it. DraftKings, 600,000 to the sell side. Broadcom. There's the first big cap tech name. Broadcom, 600,000 to buy. So you can tell it is a quiet day on the imbalances there.
quiet storm.
Yeah, that is a very quiet day. The only thing that was, and look, Intel's a $20 stock. So 3 point whatever million that was on Intel, you know, that's nothing. When we get NVIDIA for 3 million, we get a move up, but that's an easy punch out on Intel, which I will look short tomorrow again on this thing. Every single day, it's the same thing until it stops happening. If it fails a pop at the open, short VWAP after the open. Fail pop at the open, short VWAP after. Fail pop at the open, short VWAP after. Fail pop at the open, short VWAP after.
I was just wondering, if it
3 days
fails
in
the
a row.
pop at the open, what are we supposed to do again?
Short VWAP.
Okay. At the close? No, at the open. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll look for that
Just
tomorrow. Yeah, we basically out of everything right now. SoFi, boo-hoo. Oh, wow, now 37. We miss it. Now I punch out some 38s. We get that. Now we'll probably get a 37 as it's just going back and forth. Right there, slide left, slide right. All right, TQ's also with a move down. We might as well just get out of all of these. We're gonna head over to the desk, make sure we're there on time so that when we blast the after hours show, and make sure you do join us. I wanted to go over that. We actually showed the earnings calendar previously. Lots coming through tonight, man. I mean, including, we already talked about how SoFi had moved throughout the day, PayPal as well, Spotify, Merck. We had some big movers earlier on, and tonight we're gonna have Visa again, Booking, Charlie, the Cheesecake Factory, Starbucks and Marathon, but then tomorrow with Neil, it's going to be huge, and then with me back again on Thursday, it's going to be bigger and better as the week goes on. I feel like both these days, man, Robinhood is such a going concern for our traders as well. A lot of people are going to be interested. Probably the most interesting one tomorrow will be Robinhood, just because of where it is right now, $100, and that could move 30%. Like, honestly, I don't know what they're going to say tomorrow. That 30% is probably not going to happen. But and then Meta and Microsoft, those are good names, but I think those are slow grinders. I'm excited to hear about Apple, see what they have as far as their AI offering, what exactly that offering is going to look like. And what they have to say about it, if there is any interest at all in a Perplexity deal, what that looks like, or anything, Claude, anything involved there. What are they going to do? I'm sure that somebody's going to ask them that question on their call.
Of course. It's
They'll be
only
interested to
reasonable.
hear, what
But
Tim is cooking
Don't
up.
forget Coinbase, everybody.
Yeah, was that Thursday or one month?
Coinbase is on Thursday.
Okay, good. So that's
and Coinbase is of that crazy chart, this monthly chart.
Let's go SoFi.
On Coinbase. All it has to do, all you got to do is break out the top. What an unbelievable like U-shape. Coinbase from the lows actually at one point was like 100, was it 13 times? 13 times from the bottom. And it still has a chance to break out. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen on earnings, especially when you've gone that far already. So you have to be a little bit careful with your expectations. SoFi today was that type of a runner, and you can see what's happening to it right now. Like it's continuing to fall back in. At some point, it didn't happen right away, but at some point, it seems like they always sell SoFi earnings. But if you're looking for what you can do after earnings, holding more than a day or two, it's called swing trading. And with Trade the Pool swing trading programs, you can get access to up to $40,000 in buying power to trade real shares, not CFDs. You can hold positions overnight, over the weekend, and enjoy limited risk thanks to a one-time evaluation fee. No monthly payments, no hidden costs. Take Vicente J, for example.
Oh, that guy?
That guy. On one of Trade the Pool swing traders. He's already locked in $23,082 in profits. His top performer was NMAX. He shorted it from April 20th to May 30th and pulled in a $6,777 gain. Trade the Pool is giving swing traders the tools, the time, and the capital to thrive. Scan the QR code and enjoy 10% off. Thank you to Trade the Pool. Another name that we're getting earnings from, we haven't even mentioned this one, but did we even mention Starbucks? So we're gonna get earnings on Starbucks. Let's get that away quickly here. This one has been held, like just flat out held in a range for the last month and change.
Bye-bye SoFi.
And it is going to, look, Starbucks ain't gonna be in this range tomorrow. Let's just leave it at that. It's got way too much room to rally here. Maybe a little bit of disappointment, I'd say, on the recovery, because it's been a good recovery off the bottom, breaking the trend. It has been allergic to breaking over the 200 period moving average. If it's above the 200 period moving average tomorrow, I will try along. If it's not, then I won't. For me, it's going to be that simple. I want you breaking out the past sellers. If the sellers are still in control at that level after earnings, then who am I to say? And I don't care what the report is at that point. If sellers are still there, then that is what it is. PayPal showed you that regardless of what the numbers might have been.
All right, we flipped short there on SoFi, as you guys had seen here, so we'll just go, we'll put this out, and SoFi going out not near, at the lows of the day, SoFi. So we just got some fills there at 26s, and we flipped short off of this 50-period moving average, which is this pink line right there. So that created that sort of sell action, and we just had confidence when it ripped back up there. This is what a confident trade looks like. You go short initially there, and then when it bounces, we cover it on the way down. We follow our plan, just like it was doing right here. Let it bleed all the way down, took it out, to the point where I thought we said we had about 40% left. We reloaded only one more unit, so where we had 3 units again, instead of the 5 that we had initially, but then it comes right back down in, and now it's closing near the low of the day there. So off the 50-period moving average. I'm just tweeting this out right now. You can go find me at Trader TV Sean. Like, I'm literally just posting this right now out there, because you know, we had it as our sticky note as a long, and that's where we made all of our money, was on the long, and then we just add to that sort of stockpile right now at the end of the day by doing this trade. So the TQs will go out. That will be a nice little dollar club there. We'll end that trade, bid some 15s. Hopefully we'll get that fill. Right now, just give me that nut right there. So that was a good trade to end the day on that one. And then SoFi, guys, I might as well just bid it all out right now. If we're lucky enough to get a 31, there it is. We get that as we use, breaks, oops, sorry, wrong stock. There's SoFi right there. We just got a 30 fill. Or 31 fill, but there it is, out of SoFi. Pretty happy with that trade as well, with only 2 minutes to go. All is well, man, on this side of things, as we, took the loss there on Amazon. Great trade. I don't know where AMD is going to wind up today. Downside, it looks like, wow, okay, nice little collapse.
It's still up on the day.
Yeah, still upside, sorry, but nice little collapse there into the close. And by collapse, of course, we mean not really collapsing, but falling back in a bit. And that's the thing, if you hold things overnight or forever, some of these things can go sour. And AMD, although pretty good all day, does give that back. All right, man, good trading today. We're see you tomorrow. We're going to get ready to go. There should be lots of stuff. Yeah, there'll be lots of stuff to talk about. lots of stuff to trade. There,
Starbucks.
UNH is not bankrupt, but getting close.
Starbucks, Mara, UNH. Look, do not forget about those day two plays. There's going to be a lot to look at, especially in the aftermarket show tonight. Some movers and a lot of moves to cover, and then you have a lot of anticipation with the Fed and bigger earnings coming through on Wednesday and Thursday. But do not sleep. UNH day two, PayPal day two, SoFi day two. All of these names deserve our attention. Webull, which is pulling back pretty heavily. Hopefully that comes in. I don't want to say hopefully it comes into a buy zone. Hopefully it bounces off the buy zone that I'm looking for. And I want to give a big thank you with only about a minute to go to Eddie again. Thank you for that super chat and congratulations on that trade on Archon. That's the thing. Small caps, big caps, all that kind of stuff, whatever it might be. There's so many opportunities for sure. And Girl Trader, we will cover how to play day two. As I mentioned, when I see a bottom like I did on PayPal, my first look is, are we holding 70 again? Are we holding that double bottom? I'm right here. Like, this is $70 on the daily chart. It bounced off 70. It's going to be short sell restricted. So my first look is going to be a bounce play off of presuming it's going to be there tomorrow morning on PayPal. And you got to be willing to go both directions. I was long off 71. I was short off 72 today. And I'll go long off 70 if it presents that opportunity for me there tomorrow. But the other thing that we got to do, everybody, besides enjoy the show, is throw it on over to Dara, get that bell with the new mallet. Thank you so much. We got a new mallet and using it right now. Oh, I have to hit the countdown? Anyways, I didn't hit the countdown in time. In 4, 3, 2, and 1, ring it, Dara. And there it is, everybody. The market is closed, but guess what? We have all kinds of action after the bell. We've got Marathon digital earnings, which should be pretty big. You know that Bitcoin treasury is a big deal for them. And we have a lot to recap before Fed Day and monster earnings in the next couple of days. Shout out to our entire team. Shout out to all of our viewers. And thank you, Eddie, again for that super chat. But let's get real. The excitement starts in the morning, but it continues into the aftermarket with your market recap show brought to you by our good friends at Globex. Let's go to the desk. It's Adara. It's Sean. Go get them.
We're here. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Adara, for ringing that bell. Thank you for the mallet, David, there for sending that through. We figured that was made by our viewer there. So thank you for that in the woodworking there. Really, really nice. Super nice mallet coming through right there. I've got Starbucks up right now. CAR is now out as well. Avis,
CZR,
I guess,
I think,
just
as well.
came out as well. Corvo's now out. There goes CAR to the downside. As we'll wait to see what Avis budget is doing right now. Nice downside move down to 201 right now. Quebec Romeo Victor Oscar Corvo now out as well. That making a move higher there. Corvo 85 up to 97 right now. There goes CRVO to the upside. See you later for that one as well. They're all coming out right now. Adara, Booking Holdings, BKNG now out as well. So we're going to get all of these going. They're out. There's a $5,000 name right now. So I'm not really seeing too much action here in the after hours for Booking. This show brought to you, of course, by GlobalX and their Beta Pro platform. Thank you for the sponsors. But right now we got a new format here. This is e-signal. So any sort of trade rate, that should start to pop off right now. And then these are sort of the indexes. Uranium down 1.81% now today. But we're going to keep on watching out right now. The Qs here in the after hours just hanging out. This little gray spot there is your after hour trade. So as we start going through some names, we'll be identifying the moves right there. So you have Corvo, okay, QRVO right now. Adara's going to sort of recap that. Nice little move to the upside right now, Adara.
Honestly, that's the only one I have, guys, right now, so I do apologize. We're going to start with that one. Adjusted earnings of 92 cents per share. That's actually a nice little beat compared to estimates of 63 cents. Sales also nicely above estimates, 818.778 million versus estimates of 775.608 million. So double beat and quite nice indeed. BKNG, I'm just seeing apparently they reported, that is DKNG, which is a cool stock, but not the one I'm trying to look at. BKNG reporting revenue of $6.8 billion. Let's see how that compares to the estimates I have. I'm seeing estimates of $6.55 billion. So it looks like they beat, but as I always say, sometimes the estimates I have are always going to be a little bit different than the numbers we get because the estimates do tend to vary for whatever reason. I'm not seeing any other major numbers here. Logitech, I do have, so LOGI, they did report a double beat. They're not really moving that much. I finally have Caesars here, CZR. Right. Sorry, Sean, I'm just going through these as I get them. I have CAR as well, so I'll go through Caesars first. CZR, Q2 unexpected loss per share 39 cents versus estimates of 12-cent profit expected. So unexpected loss, never a good look. Their sales were a beat though. 2.907 bill versus 2.857 bill expected. And then we have CAR, Avis budget. They announced earlier today that they're going to have a partnership here for Waymo's Dallas rollout. The earnings are not so exciting. 10 cents adjusted earnings per share. That is a massive miss compared to estimates of $1.75. Sales, $3 billion versus estimates of $3.02 billion. So again, we have CZR with unexpected loss per share. Avis with a massive double miss here, especially when it comes to earnings, Sean.
Yeah, so it looks like Caesars right there down 3.2% right now. Nice little move to the downside here, $27, coming through. We do wait for Starbucks to come out. The look that we're looking out for Starbucks right now, we're looking for EPS of 65 cents to come through with a revenue of 9.29 billion. So we'll wait on Starbucks. Today, a downside day for Starbucks. They're down 0.76. This is what it looks like on the daily right here for SBUX. We'll wait to see what they're going to do on this sort of a bump up there. Again, we want to thank a big thank you to Eddie right there. Made $35,000. What? Shorting Arcon, man. That's a car and a car payment depending on what car you're looking for. So congratulations to Eddie there. And thanks for all of the super chats that you continue to give to us. But yeah, right now, I mean, some of the plays, we'll get that 57-cent estimate, 79, they just got it. So it looks like EA Sports will be a beat, a better revenue number as well. So right now, EA Sports not really moving around, but we'll get a look on EA Sports. It sounds like a beat to me right now. So apparently the stream is down, Fabian. Right now it's back. So thank you so much. I'll keep on looking at the chat for everything there as well. But there goes right now EA Sports downside. Starbucks now, Adara saying, is out.
Yeah.
So downside, it looks like for Starbucks initially. Adara, down to $87. What you got for us?
Yeah, let's go over it. So Q3 revenue, $9.5 billion above estimates of $9.31 billion. So that would be a beat. Adjusted earnings, 50 cents per share versus 65 expected. Earnings, 49 cents. So both earnings and adjusted earnings below that estimate of 65 cents. Operating margin, 9.9%. Adjusted margin, 10.1%. I have Teladoc as well. Let's talk about TDOC here. Q2 adjusted EBITDA, 69.3 mil versus estimates of 63.5 mil. That would be a beat. They are moving up right now. Adjusted losses of 19 cents per share. Net loss, $32.7 million. Q3, they're guiding here. I'm not seeing the actual revenue in EPS, but either way, TDOC, better than expected adjusted EBITDA. So good look for them. Again, with Starbucks, you had that EPS miss, sales beat. I have Mondelez as well, which I didn't even have on here because there were so many on watch. Mondelez, though, MDLZ, Q2 adjusted earnings, 73 cents per share versus 68 expected. Net income, $641 million. They're expecting 5% revenue growth for the year. BKNG, we can go over really quickly as well. I mentioned one of their numbers, but I have more context on that now. Q2 revenue, 6.8 bill versus 6.56 bill expected. That was a beat. We talked about that earlier. Adjusted earnings, $55.40 per share. What is the stock? Versus estimates of $50.20 per share. Good look here. Their adjusted EBITDA also a beat. So BKNG beat across the board, down.
Okay, so yeah, so many earnings just popped in right there at 4:05. Thanks, Adara, for running through most of them, potentially all of them as well. Starbucks there, Q3 adjusted EPS 50 cents, misses right there. So let's go back over to Starbucks. I think that's going to be one of the bigger held ones. We do have Visa. We're going to get that in a minute. Starbucks misses 50 cents for 65. Sales slight beat 945 versus 929. As soon as we get, I'm looking at Benzinga Pro platform right here. Starbucks a little choppy in the after hours, $94 high, $87 low, and right now chilling around $92 right now. So just going out near the close right now for Starbucks, not looking like it wants to do a whole heck of a lot right now. STX out now, Seagate is out as well. That's 153 all the way to the downside. This is not a good name to look at right here, as it's a downside play. Seagate Technologies, again, 210 to 250 is what they're looking at versus 228. So they got a little bit higher, so that's pretty good. Sales a little bit higher as well, but right now the numbers lower there for Seagate. Marathon also out again. I'd sort of coined this one as potential big mover. I thought maybe to the upside, maybe $20 would give us that 20% move, but there's Marathon. Nice move to the upside. Looks like they beat on revenue. I'll get to EPS for you in just a second, but Dara, you mentioned that you have Visa. That name's been okay here on the daily, holding below the 50-period moving average. Looks like it wanted higher, but now lower. What do the numbers look like?
I don't have EA yet. I just want to let you guys know, but I do have Visa revenue. 6.8, oh, sorry, that's BKNG. Revenue, $10.2 billion versus estimates of $9.9 billion. That's quite the beat for Visa. Visa also beat on earnings per share. $2.98 per share versus $2.85 expected. That is a double beat for V. I'm not seeing anything else here. I have Booking, I have Visa. I do not have EA quite yet. Also, weird little catalyst here for MSTR or Strategy. They apparently closed their IPO for STRC. The whole point of this was so that they could buy more Bitcoin. They raised $2.52 billion through the IPO. They have purchased 21,021 Bitcoins at roughly over a price here just around 117,000 with the proceeds from that $2.5 billion IPO. So weird MSTR catalyst. Again, I'm just reading through more detailed Starbucks earnings here as well because I still don't have EA, unfortunately. Again, adjusted EPS miss, net revenue beat, comparable sales down 2%. It's a little more than expected. U.S. comparable sales and North American comparable sales are actually down a little bit less than expected. They did miss here on adjusted operating margin. China comparable sales, though, Sean, actually up more than expected. So China comparable sales weirdly better here for China, even as they do report drops in U.S. and North American comparable sales, though again, those drops a little bit less than expected. China growth better than expected. This is a really weird report.
Yeah, I mean, that's, and it's funny that because Starbucks right here is actually trying to hold right now, it's after hour gains a little bit, just trying to tick through $93 and change, looking to go through this level right now up to 94. I mean, if we're going to look at a daily chart right now for Starbucks, let's just maybe bring this out, pop this thing out a little bit. Can I even do that? There it is. We got to detach this window. There it is. So here's Starbucks right now. We're going to figure out where it's going to go after this. We're looking for a 98 break, a little higher than that. I like Starbucks. I'm glad to hear that Chinese story still remains intact. But Starbucks right now, we'll put this back in and attach the window and get back in there right now. There goes Starbucks right now, $94, $95. Looking to get a little bit higher there into the after hours is Starbucks. So this was a big mover expectation there we had for Starbucks written down. We could look at a 6.6% move, and right now, $93. If you're going to add $6, this thing's going to be up at least $5.
I have Seagate,
so we'll look for $98. Seagate Technologies, maybe a little expensive now as a name. Look at this daily move right here for Seagate on the daily chart. Again, monster move upside. And whenever you pull away this far from your 50 period and the 200 period, which is right down here, 104, all the way up to 152, Adara, this name continues to work. Seagate Technologies, but right now, downside, Adara. So what do those numbers look like? Seems like we're coming back in for Seagate. Sometimes you run a little bit too hot. That might be the case right now for Seagate.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rivian Millionaire, for reminding me about this one. STX adjusted earnings here for Q4, because their Q4, $2.59 per share versus $2.43 expected. Sales, $2.444 bill versus $2.415 bill expected, so double beat. Let's talk about their guidance, because that is guidance always, I think, sometimes more what we look for. $2.10 to $2.50 per share they're guiding here for Q1 adjusted earnings versus estimates of $2.28. So their guidance here is more or less in line with the estimate. They're seeing sales for the same period that Q1, 2.35 to 2.65 billion versus estimates of 2.497 billion. Both their Q1 EPS and sales estimates more or less in line. I'll talk Mara as well. I still don't have EA and Cheesecake, though we're not expecting that one until 4:15, are the last one we're kind of expecting here. MARA Q2 EPS, $1.84 per share, well above estimates of 69 cents per share. Sales here for Q2, 238.5 mil versus 218.453 mil expected. That's a beat. We have people asking about TER and NXT. Sorry, guys, we have so many earnings to go over. So Teradyne, I don't have yet. Let's see if I have NXT for Jeff Josie in the chat. I do have NXT. I'll go over NXT quickly. Q1 adjusted earnings of $1.16 per share versus $1.05 per share. That is a beat for NXT for EPS. Sales also a beat for NXT, 864 versus 842.431 million expected. So again, double beat for NXT, double beat for Mara, double beat for Seagate. The Seagate's guidance was a bit more mixed.
Bunch of beats there. Thank you as well. But yeah, look, shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for staying late with us one more time. We're going to have big earnings tomorrow as well, followed by Thursday with the big ones as well, Amazon and Apple coming through then. I'm excited for Apple. But, you know, Mara, again, you know, bouncing off the 50-period moving average. I think it's okay. We got the daily chart down here right now. I like the stock. You're not really moving around too much. Again, I feel like options, anybody writing options is going to be a winner here again. Mara's implied move is 8% right now, so $16, looking for at least $1.40 or so on that one. Right now, just up 60 cents goes Mara, so not horrible. You know, the big one today, I guess we're looking at Starbucks with a nice beat, Seagate as well. I mean, Starbucks not a beat, but looking higher right now. We'll hear what their conference call has to say. You had that cool graphic going through as well with Schultz. Again, shout out to Jordan Schultz, NFL there as well. He's a reporter for the NFL. All right, so that's sort of what's been going on. It's too bad that Mara is not really moving around. It's really STX, a big one as well there today. Downside for STX. Corvo would be the real winner, I guess, that we've seen so far to the upside, and that one even fading back in as well, back down to 91 and change. I do want to quickly look at the stock heat map just to go over some of the names today that were popping and some of the sectors that were going upside. This gives you a really good look at what was moving around here today. Again, we want to thank Global X and Beta Pro for sponsoring this recap show. Today, look at the utilities today, Adara. Wow. NEE upside, CEG, Constellation, Duke Energy. A lot of these energy plays today, nice upside, all green except for AES downside. So utilities today catching a lot of that drift higher. Nasdaq's going to end lower on the day. ES relatively flat. Unfortunately, Eli Lilly catches some of the downside there with Wegovy being there for NVO. Novo Nordisk, well, I don't even see them on here, but right now there, Eli Lilly down 6%. NVO had themselves a day, that is for sure. Let's go have a quick look at that one as they miss on their guidance and look lower there today. That's NVO right now. I have a 30-second chart up, taking quite a second to load. Let's go to a 5-minute chart here for NVO. So there it was today, $70 all the way down to $54. I know one of Ramin's favorite restaurants, Cheesecake Factory. So let's go over into cake right now and have a quick look at what this name's doing. We're going to go over to a 30-second chart right here just to figure out what that's all about. But there's Cheesecake Factory, a nice move down. But right now it's kind of doing not much. I heard $1.62. Any numbers for Cheesecake?
Yeah, to make a bit of a Drake reference here, I think both buyers and sellers are saying, why you got to fight with me at Cheesecake? You know I love to go there.
Right.
So shout out to Child's Play. These numbers are not Child's Play. Q2 revenue was a beat, Sean, at $955.8 million versus $948.4 million expected. Earnings of $1.14 per share. Operating income $64.8 million. Pre-tax profit $62.2 million. Not seeing those compared to estimates, but Q2 revenue was a beat. TDOC, thank you, Tops T, for reminding me of this one. I did go over some of these numbers when they first came out, but I didn't get to go over everything just because I didn't have everything at the time. But now I do. Q2 adjusted losses, Q2 losses of 19 cents per share versus 25-cent loss per share expected. That is better than expected earnings per share or loss per share. Sales, 631.9 mil. That's beating estimates of 623.096 mil. That's a good look here. Double beat for TDOC. They did narrow their guidance for fiscal 2025. So this actually looks like they're expecting, I think they narrowed it on both ends here. They're estimate here, loss of $1.08 per share. So generally they did, for the most part, miss that guidance. It's kind of a bad look here for their EPS guidance. Their sales guidance here, they also narrowed. They're now expecting 2.501 bill to 2.548 bill for the year versus 2.517 bill expected. So both EPS and sales guide in line to weaker than expected for Q3, though, because that was for the fiscal year. Q3, they're actually expecting larger losses than expected. Sales here, 614 to 636 mil versus estimates of 628.09 mil. So this guidance, if I had to put it in one word, extremely mixed.
Adair, absolutely killing it. You guys are right there. Thank you so much. Great to have her back there in the chat. I mean, I can basically just chill out as she discusses everything. So we're getting loaded up here to talk about a few more things. So again, EA Sports, another name that a lot of traders looking at. Nice downside play there. Ever since ATVI, Activision Blizzard, like I thought EA Sports would have a bigger bid underneath it. They got taken out, of course, by Microsoft. Warren Buffett really liked that deal, was a buyer of ATVI, Activision Blizzard. That's coming back down into the downside right now. EA Sports, nice move lower there. Not sure why they're down. That was a good report. The big play for me, Take-Two Interactive, and all of us know the big game coming out, of course, is Grand Theft Auto. It's only been 10+ years, I think, right, Fabian Ayal, since the last release of that. But look what Take-Two's doing. Take-Two's taking a dump right now, down to the downside, into 220 and change. You might get a great opportunity right here to buy some Take-Two Interactive, especially if this catches some of that EA Sports downdrive, right? I mean, right now it's not moving at all, but there's Take-Two coming back in a little bit. We'll have to watch out if there's going to be a play there. But if Grand Theft Auto can come out, I think my son said they've spent billions of dollars making this game. So they better get some subscriptions or something going on there with Grand Theft Auto. We're looking for the best game, hopefully, of all time. We'll see if that has to happen for them to make a little bit of money there. There's a lot of excitement around these parts for Grand Theft Auto. We'll have to wait out for Take-Two right there. But that's there. SimCity. Right now, that's what my daughter's playing. SimCity. It's where you have your own little characters, SimCity, and they talk like kind of garbage English. And
is it the thing where they have the diamonds on their heads? Okay. I know that.
And you go, gobbledygook, I gotta have a shower or something like that. And you gotta give them that. And then, the thing is that if you don't dry them off after the shower, and then they go into the kitchen, they can like electrocute themselves and things like that. Yeah.
What
that's
is
Sims, not SimCity.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I know Sims. I don't know SimCity.
SimCity, I think, is you build a city. I used to. Roblox, yeah, I love Roblox. Roblox is a big, great stock right there. Lots of support there. The big game for Roblox, Grow Garden, something like that.
I've heard you speak about that, but I don't know what it is.
And there's another one now, too, that has, I don't know what it is. These stupid characters come out, and they give you certain hash rates every minute.
What is this?
What is that called there? Anyways, that's Roblox. Thanks.
I was never
Ramin's siblings are here right now, so I've already apologized to them. But we have to put up with Ramin every day. They live, it's part of their life. So shout out to them again there. What's up to Grow Garden coming through? There they all are. Hey, what's up? Give a big wave. You're now famous like Ramin. Okay, SBUX right there coming through. And take your family to work day. I don't want to bring my kids around here. This stream, you think the stream's bad now, they'll be pulling out wires. Well, I brought my kids many times. All right, Starbucks rate down. Now, $96. Let me guess, the Ramin family household there drinks a lot of Starbucks. I know mine does. That's for sure. They can't get enough of these. Oh, they just released a secret menu, actually, Starbucks.
Don't they always do that?
Yeah, probably they always do. All right, so there it goes. Squid Game is also on Roblox. That's right. Yeah, you could do the Squid Game events.
Why?
Did you ever watch Squid Game? Or?
No, my sister is like obsessed. I have not seen it. Maybe I will at some point. Like I do like a lot of Netflix's international offerings, but I never got around to that one. I've heard it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. I think you should watch it. It's fun. It's fun to watch. It's easy to watch. It's pretty good. As long as my kids thought it was real, and I was like, no.
Oh my
those
God.
guys are not.
Okay, yeah, that's a good thing to clarify.
I didn't let my kids watch it, but they thought it was real. All right, looks like Mara's starting to go back up the upside. Maybe we can get a little quick review on MARA right now. I thought they had better earnings there than expected. We were looking for a little bit of a bigger play right there. Yeah, Q2 sales beats on Mara, 238.5 versus 218.5. There goes Mara right now. A nice little 7% move here after hours on MARA. Why don't we review those numbers a little bit? Looks like they're going to work it out right now for Mara. Riot Blockchain later on this week.
Yeah, I really only have earnings and sales, unfortunately. Sean, you kind of already went over those, so I'll just kind of go over those again. Sure. Q2 earnings per share, well above estimates, guys, $1.84 versus 69 cents expected. Marathon Digital sales also a beat, 238.5 million versus 218.453 million. That would be a great look here for MARA. It's also worth noting, not only do we have Coinbase coming through on Thursday after the close, MicroStrategy also reporting Thursday after the close as far as I know another crypto adjacent name coming tomorrow after the bell. That is our good friend Robinhood. And I actually saw even Michael Noss, our friend Michael Noss over there, he posted on X today like a joke, like, oh, we're at the top because Vlad Tenev here on the cover.
Was he on the cover of
it was either Forbes or Fortune, right ahead of earnings. So weird look. I will say Vlad Tenev's new look though. Not bad. He's like getting rid of he's trying to look more professional. Chopping off the hair. I'll find a picture. Yeah, not a bad look at all.
Chopping off the hair. Well, with all the profits that Robinhood's been giving traders lately, there it is. Nice upside play there for Robinhood. We'll see what's coming out right now. Could be the top. We've seen it many, many times here. If we come over to the chart, yeah, thanks. Right there. There it is, Robinhood on the daily chart. What a day it was for SoFi. Ring the register on that one. Bang, 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 bang. Okay, here we go. Watch this cool graphic right out. Stock blitz. You found the best trading show. Oh, no. Get rid of that one. Stock blitz. Come on, Fabian. You know I've got this over here. Today was a good day for those of you trading SoFi. We actually hit SoFi real good early, man. We had that long right there, right off the jump. We opened up, we broke through 23.50, bang to the upside up to 25, almost 25 bucks. Actually, we did take out $25, then back into 24.50, and then your boy shorted it at the end of the day as we broke through the 50-period moving average and started to come all the way back in. SoFi at one point today up 15+%, closes the day up 7%. Here it is right there. There's SoFi up 6.5% on the day. NVIDIA, a good trade today as well. We'll call this up. We got to send this over to green as we switch over to NVIDIA. NVIDIA, good morning. Down, though, over 0.7%. Closing there at 175. We'll see if NVIDIA can hold some of that. The other big talk today, Tesla. What an up and down day for Tesla. Started with a nice downside play, got into 318, pulls right back up there into 324. So for Tesla, closing around 321. We'll see if they have any sort of push and pull with the next couple earnings that are coming through. Rivian's not going to affect them, obviously. Neither is Lucid. Fisker's already gone. GM and Ford have already reported. But hey, Tesla, are we really considering that an EV company, or are we trying to make Tesla plays on full self-drive? Some of these sort of movement forward there with Optimus, robotics, obviously a good play there as well, as Elon Musk removes himself from Doge a little bit and starting to focus back on the business. XAI and Twitter, I think there's a play there. We do know that Grok is going to make its way into the cars. That should help. That should get a little bump to sales, I would think, as well. If you can get a good AI right now into some of these vehicles, I think that's enough of a reason for traders to maybe look again at this name. I want to see it break through 330 before we get excited about Tesla. But all right, let's go back into a 30-second chart just real quickly here. And again, these charts brought to you by eSignal as well. Very easy to get these charts going once they load. Just needs to load all the data for the whole day. The 30-second chart, there it is right now. Tesla not doing much in the after hours. It's Starbucks. I don't mind getting one of my favorite drinks lately, matcha lattes, not too bad. I also don't mind getting flat whites. They've been pretty popular as well, but there goes Starbucks right there to the upside. Why don't we review this in a second there? So Starbucks, a nice play. I'm pretty happy with it, breaking through 98. That's that level that we're looking for. So I would say tomorrow's trade today, we got to stay long Starbucks. I think that that's going to be a good play, breaking through there. You had some good stories about China, but there it goes right now, 92 up to 98. Congratulations, everybody that made those plays there on Starbucks. Corvo, another name in the AI space, and again, big data, had their nice move up to $98, now falling back into 91 and change for QRVO. That's another player there today. STX, Seagate, again, downside right now. It looks like the big winner of the day, Adara, will be Mara as well as Starbucks. So it looks like two widely held names here. Go back up to the upside. Peter, how's it going, my friend, over there? This guy never stops. One of the hardest workers over there, helping us build Studio 8. We got some graphics of this whole place blowing up and everything like that.
Yeah, all of us got,
there it is. There they go. They continue to work there in the background as we get loaded up there. Randy, of course. There we go. Ramin just yelling, get down, you're on camera immediately. But as we go, it should be a fun time. We only have 3 minutes left in the show. Why don't we go over maybe some of the, do you have the Starbucks numbers?
I have Starbucks. That will go over Starbucks and also show you guys that fun little infographic that Sean alluded to on X at TTV Research. This is Starbucks earnings, and if you actually look at it, you can see that for some reason, somehow, Howard Schultz was CEO 3 separate times. So really fun times there for SBUX. I still don't have TER earnings. I still don't have EA earnings, but let's go over Starbucks. I think probably the most closely watched. As I mentioned earlier, I was seeing that we had a better than expected China sales growth or for comparable sales, but a decline in comparable sales in general, though the decline was actually smaller than expected in the US. So I realize these are really weird numbers, hard to recap. Basically, we are seeing a decline in general, though the decline is less in the US, and we're actually experiencing better than expected growth in China. Earnings per share were a miss here, 50 cents adjusted earnings versus 65 expected, 65 cents per share anyway, that's a miss. Sales were a beat, 9.456 billion versus 9.29 billion expected. I want to talk to you here, Sean, if I may, about this new catalyst I'm seeing on crypto coming out here of the SEC. Apparently, they are approving in-kind redemptions for Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs. Now, what are in-kind redemptions, you may ask? I quickly looked into it so I could tell you guys. Basically what that means is instead of receiving cash when you redeem your shares, you actually receive the underlying asset as the fund. So you'll receive the stock, for example, if you're doing in-kind redemptions for like Starbucks or Tesla, or you'll receive the bond. Well, in this case, you are actually just receiving the Ethereum or Bitcoin. So interesting look here from the SEC, showed it to new chair, Paul Atkins. I remember recently when Trump was at a crypto event, I think it was the Genius Act signing, and he said, oh, we got rid of Gary Gensler, and I said I was going to fire him. The crowd cheered uproariously. So people were not happy with the old SEC chair. People seem to like the new guy, although it is funny because Gary Gensler was actually known as pro-crypto prior to him starting. Let's talk about EA quickly. Sorry, Sean, I just got these numbers. Revenue here for Electronic Arts, 1.67 billion versus 1.24 billion expected. There was no games. They're not playing around there. EPS here, 79 cents per share versus 63 cents expected. These are both well above estimates, guys. Net bookings, 1.3 billion versus 1.29 billion expected. Slight beat. Their guide, though, is like way worse than expected for Q2. Earnings of 29 to 46 cents per share they're seeing versus 79 cents expected, Sean. Revenue 1.75 bill to 1.85 bill versus 2 bill expected for Q2. Net bookings are guiding 1.8 bill to 1.9 bill versus 2.01 bill expected. I would love to see some context for the guide. I don't have any right now, but either way, that Q2 guide here, really bad. Apparently the bookings they're saying was going to be impacted by the timing shift of their FC26 Ultimate Edition content. That's now going to be released in Q3.
All right, great little review right there again. And, you know, there's a big stock reporting tomorrow that we don't cover enough.
Meta.
Yeah, right? Yeah, shout out to everybody. That means the show is almost over. It's 4:30. We're working overtime. I know we got to pay Adair for overtime. I don't get paid for overtime. I barely get paid to be here. So thank you, all of you guys, for being here every single day. Ramin, guess what? Tomorrow, what stock reports? Wingstop reports tomorrow. So we're going to have them tomorrow, Wingstop. So maybe we'll get some, I don't know, lemon pepper. We're going to get some mango.
Lemon pepper freestyle.
We like mango habanero, I think, over there. What would be your flavor again?
Gar parm.
Gar parm, yeah, garlic parmesan.
I enjoy some lemon pepper.
You know, I went to a place in North Bay. It's called Wacky Wings. I don't know, whatever.
What is that?
It's North Bay, okay? But anyways, and I was like so excited. And they had about like maybe 50 plus different sauces. And the one they were out of, they just like, we had no gar parm, and that was a big one. So we were pretty sad not to have that. But I think we'll get that tomorrow, man. We've got a lot of super chats. Why don't we get an order of Wingstop tomorrow?
Yes, and a Fed day.
Yeah, and a Fed day. So Jerome Powell make a decision every time he says something. Maybe we'll take a bite of the wing.
Yeah,
We've got some fun games there.
We place bets on what tie color.
Oh yeah, by the way, so what tie is? What are we looking for here?
Okay, so we want purple, but as I did mention as well when I initially showed these results, it's incredibly skewed because he's only worn purple since November 2023, likely because the election was coming up, because he views purple as politically neutral, and I'm not guessing. He's told us this himself.
So what if he wears red? Is that like, that means he's like on the side of Trump now?
No, I think if he wears red, the market's just going to sell off because he did the one time. The market didn't like it. The market doesn't like blue either. Purple has been kind of mixed.
Yeah,
we just don't want blue. We do not want blue or red.
William Knight's like questioning the 50 sauces. I mean, I think Wingstop has like 150 like different combinations of different sauce you can get. I mean, it's like they mix honey garlic with like everything, and then that's like 10 sauces right there as you go. But okay, so far so good. We do a fun thing all the time, and I've done this with you before, but on Starbucks earnings, this is your Starbucks order, so remind everybody what that is.
Grande matcha frap, no whip, 2 extra scoops of matcha, though now they're upcharging for that, so probably
They're
not that.
upcharging for
almond milk.
matcha now?
I'm so mad. Sean, I discovered today,
Fail.
I was literally gonna go to Starbucks, and I'm going through the menu, and I'm like, why is my order priced this way?
bit more expensive.
Brian Nickel, I'm continuing to have issues with you. I'm not gonna release a short report on Starbucks, because that would be really biased, but if it wasn't biased, I do have enough material for a short report on Starbucks. What is your go-to order? I know you mentioned matcha
We're just
latte.
saying, I mean, I've been getting matcha lattes recently. I like a simple flat white. I like it, the thing, no matter what I get, extra hot. I feel like it has to be like.
Really?
Yeah,
You like it hot?
I like it hot.
Huh.
Like it hot. I even
always
like,
get
they
mine
don't give them
iced.
anymore, those toppers, because now plastic is a bad thing.
I hate that they don't do the toppers.
I
Like, I've
know.
spilled on myself way too
Exactly.
many times. That's why I don't get hot drinks.
As long as it's extra hot, I like it. We didn't get a chance to do the roll call, but there you go. What's up with that? There it is right there. So thank you to everybody that's been joining us today. We got to get out of here. We'll continue with the roll call. Thank you, everybody, for staying late with us. Tomorrow is big time earnings. Join us tomorrow at 8:30. Wingstop earnings tomorrow morning. So we'll be able to figure out what they're doing. Thank you to everybody. Fabian, Ramin, her family, Adara, thank you so much as well. Thank you for all the guys working in the back. Thanks, Neil. Joey's back tomorrow. So the midday show regains that combination of Sharif and Joe that we all like so much. So that's going to be back there tomorrow. Shout out to Sharif as well. Everybody, Brendo, don't want to forget about him. And Kevin O'Leary coming Thursday. So yeah, he'll be back here on Thursday. I don't know if he's coming. I don't know if he's coming in or not.
I think it's Zoom.
It's on Zoom. Okay. Well, I'm ready for this guy.
I'm excited.
We're gonna have a big talk with Kevin O'Leary. We're excited for that. I believe you're doing the interview.
I am.
And then you're gonna throw it to me. I have something to talk to that guy about. Join us on Wednesday, which is tomorrow, but Thursday is Kevin O'Leary. Thanks again, Adara. Great show. Thank you for watching. We'll be back tomorrow at 8:30. Ciao, everybody.
See y'all.
You found the best trading show on the planet. So what are you gonna do now? Simple. Hit the like, subscribe, and share it. It's Trader TV Live. We're here, baby.